Imagine a chaotic server where kaiju-sized beasts are flattening cities like cardboard, and the only players securing the bag are the hunters crazy enough to fight back. Meet Suhong, a total grindset maniac who speedran the subtle stage Diamond Fist in just 2 days flat. In a world with 5 power tiers ranging from literal noob to walking god, nobody in his class can even scratch his HP bar. But this dude isn't satisfied. He's a glutton for punishment training until every NPC sparring partner rage quits the session. Just as he's wrapping up, Teacher Lee spawns in with a buzzkill reality check about the martial arts department registration. The fee, 30,000. Deadline, next Monday. Suhong's wallet is empty. He tries to beg for an extension, but the teacher hits him with the rules are rules NPC dialogue. Left with 0 options, the kid stays behind in the empty gym, throwing hands with the air like he's fighting his own demons. That $30,000 debt is burning a hole in his brain. See, Suhong's backstory is tragic parents wiped out by a beast disaster when he was 3. Since then, his aunt and uncle have been the MVPs, pouring every last resource into his training. Because in this monster-infested hellscape, becoming a top-tier hunter is the only way to escape poverty. He was supposed to be their ticket out, but right now he feels like absolute deadweight on a family that's skipping meals just to survive. That night, he drags himself home, but before he can enter, he overhears a conversation that absolutely destroys him. They're short on rent. His uncle insists Suhong is the real deal, refusing to nerf the kid's potential no matter the cost. Then the uncle offers to stop taking his own heart medication to save cash and guys. That is emotional damage level 100. Suhong backs away from the door, fighting back tears and trying not to have a total breakdown in the hallway. He slaps on a fake smile and walks in pretending he didn't just hear them sacrificing their lives for his dreams. His aunt and uncle tell him to rest up, showing that unconditional love that makes the guilt hit 10 times harder. Lying in bed, he makes a vow. No more mooching. If he wants to make tens of thousands overnight, there's only one map for that. And it definitely isn't legal. The next morning he pulls up to an underground fight club, a place where the laws of physics are suggestions and only the winner walks out with the prize pool. The ring announcer is absolute waifu material designed to distract you, and I am personally down bad right now. But stay focused. 4 wins equals 60,000. Lose once, you leave with 0. The chat is already spamming F for the rookie, calling it a suicide mission. And honestly betting on a random kid in a deathmatch, sketchy. The announcer is hype showing off that midriff. She tells him to bring the energy, and this socially awkward savage asks why she's tired when the fight hasn't even started. 0. Riz. Pure instinct. Then he puts on the Minotaur mask, flips the switch, and declares that anyone below martial artist level can't touch him. Half the audience thinks he's capping, the other half is betting on his speedrun death. It's showtime. The arena goes nuclear. Under that mask, Suhong senses the bloodlust, but he's too busy calculating his tuition fees. The first challenger rushes in screaming like he's already won, but Suhong downloads his moveset instantly. Huge momentum, trash footwork. This is a free kill. The guy throws a haymaker, and Suhong parries it like the audacity alone insulted his ancestors. He grips the guy's entire face with one hand and yeets him across the ring like a defective toy. Minotaur, 1 win. He's already queuing up the next match before the first guy even hits the ground. The crowd goes feral because that was the most disrespectful debut in the history of the server. Round 2. A masked wrestler enters the chat yapping about how Suhong's luck just ran out. But our boy is just scanning him, thinking decent tank build perfect for testing my Diamond Fist. They launch at each other like 2 missiles. Fists collide dead center, creating a shockwave that ripples through the entire UI. The wrestler is shook because that impact was heavy, but Suhong knows his stats are higher. He fires back with a counter that's about to factory reset this man's skeleton. Suhong spots the bug immediately, opponent overcommitted to attack, leaving his midsection wide open. He exploits that glitch with a kick that sends tremors through the floorboards. The opponent gets ragdolled so hard, the front row has to dodge the splash damage. Minotaur doesn't even look back. He just calls next, like he's bored. But what he doesn't know? The final boss is watching from the VIP box. This guy runs the server complete with the mob boss aesthetic. Surrounded by bunny girls, he notices Suhong's power scaling is way above a newbie's level. 3 wins in a row, yet the boss looks unimpressed, like he's seen this exploit before. The shadowy boss has decided Suhong is the perfect pawn for their match-fixing scheme, so his top student volunteers to recruit the kid personally. But the boss drops one strict rule for the mission: do not under any circumstances reveal that you've already ascended to a full martial artist. Meanwhile, Suhong is running the numbers in his head. With his subtle stage Diamond Fist, fighting these regular apprentices feels like punching cardboard cutouts. He just needs one more W. Secure this victory, and that $60,000 prize is saving his family from financial ruin. But the energy in the room shifts instantly because a challenger known as White Fox just stepped into the spotlight. He is here to sweep the ring, and the crowd is already screaming foul play. Pitting a quasi-martial artist against a rookie isn't a fight. It is bullying with extra steps. Suhong knows he is staring down the boss battle of his life, but he can't back down. That cash is the only wall standing between his family and homelessness. Then White Fox shoots him a glare that says, "I already wrote the script for this." The whole vibe is off. This guy strolls into a gritty underground deathmatch. wearing a pristine white designer suit and a creepily calm fox mask, basically announcing he won't even need full force to win. It is easily the biggest flex we have seen so far. The announcer roars into the mic. Final match of the ring defense. Everything Su-hong has bled for boils down to this moment. The bell rings and they explode toward each other like missiles. Zero hesitation. Su-hong knows he is outclassed, so he gambles the entire house on a single devastating opening strike. It is do or die. His diamond fist slams into White Fox with max horsepower. But on impact, Su-hong's stomach drops. That is not quasi-level durability. White Fox is masking a monstrous secret. Boom, the truth comes out. He is a full-fledged martial artist who purposefully suppressed his blood chi, just to sneak into this lower bracket. Remember that, don't reveal your power order. Well, the mask is off now. White Fox stops playing nice. He channels his true energy and unleashes the terrifying 3-echo thunderclap fist. It connects with the kinetic energy of a collapsing skyscraper. The impact on Su-hong's body is absolutely catastrophic. For the first time, Su-hong feels the crushing, impossible gap between a rookie and a true master. The whole arena goes silent, writing his obituary. They think the Minotaur is done for. And honestly, hard to blame them. But here is why. White Fox is absolute trash. He is not just winning. He is toying with his food. He mocks Su-hong, demanding a fight while treating the kid's pain like a comedy show. Su-hong is getting battered from every angle. He realizes if he doesn't find a miracle opening right now, the money, the future, it all evaporates. But White Fox is suffocating him. These aren't sparring taps. These strikes are engineered to dismantle a human body. Su-hong manages to intercept a blow, desperately clawing for a counterattack. But White Fox reads him like a book, having an answer for every move. And the follow-up is clean and cruel. Su-hong gets ragdolled across the ring like he has zero mass. He hits the canvas, vision blurring into darkness. His survival instinct screams, "Stay down." White Fox strolls over, cool as ice, and tells him he isn't seeing a single dime of that prize money. And that is when the real agenda finally drops. He slides a deal across the bloodied floor throw matches for their crime syndicate, and they will hand over the 60 grand. Barely conscious and coughing up blood, Su-hong rejects it instantly. Ask yourself, would you hold your ground with your family's life on the line? White Fox warns him to check his tone because he can't afford the price of saying no. But Su-hong claps back with the last of his energy, demanding to know how they dare call themselves martial artists while pulling scams this pathetic. That wipes the smile right off White Fox's face. The playful act dissolves instantly. He looks Su-hong dead in the eye and promises to cripple him permanently, ensuring martial arts remains nothing but a dream. It is straight up evil, possibly the vilest line in the entire series. But that threat triggers something deep inside Su-hong. A spark ignites behind his eyes. He isn't breaking, he is evolving. This kid stepped into the ring to become a legend, and he refuses to let a scumbag in a suit take that away. Teetering on the edge of a blackout, Su-hong instinctively weaves past the finishing blow, catching White Fox completely off guard. He forces his broken body upright on sheer adrenaline. His muscles are screaming in agony, but his mind is locked in. Giving up is not an option. White Fox is actually shook. He can't compute how anyone eats a thunderclap fist, and stands back up. In that split second, time slows down. Su-hong sees the faces of his uncle and aunt flash before him, sees the years of silent suffering they endured just to keep him afloat. He wants the title. He wants to give them the good life. But can he save them without selling his soul? The answer hits him like a lightning bolt. A future where his family suffers, where he surrenders and their sacrifice means nothing. He will never accept that reality. Then the impossible happens. A blue system interface glitches into existence right in front of his face with a single burning question. What are you willing to sacrifice for your family? Su-hong's answer rattles the foundations. Everything lightning explodes from his veins. And whatever just unlocked deep inside this kid is about to flip the script on this entire fight. Su-hong roars his answer to the system, with zero hesitation. Everything. He is putting it all on the line for his family. And the second those words drop, reality splinters like glass around him. His eyes ignite with otherworldly fire as he wakes up in a dimension that is definitely not the arena anymore. And that shadow looming behind him, yeah, forget comfort, because facing him is a being woven from pure golden starlight. This entity literally makes every master martial artist he has ever known look like a rank amateur. The being offers him a chance. Mark those words because they are about to change the game. Golden energy swathes Su-hong's body like a cosmic cocoon. He has absolutely no control over this transformation. And then, boom, a golden holographic panel flickers into view. If you have ever read a single system manhwa, you know exactly what time it is. It is a full character stat sheet. Name, blood, energy, spirit, physique. Martial skills, with mastery percentages, and a quest tab. Su-hong just got a gaming HU, overlaying his actual life. He starts tapping the air like he just got the latest smartphone testing if the interface is actually touch responsive. And a quest notifies immediately. Train here. Defeat White Fox. The grind is clear. Max out Diamond Fist to grand achievement, and push the other skills to subtle mastery. Reward none. Why? Because the system literally calls this a beginner tutorial. The disrespect is real. Right on cue, a glitchy hollow clone of himself spawns nearby. Whatever the system is cooking, it involves Suhong catching hands from his own reflection. So he throws the first punch. Pure survival instinct when a copy of yourself appears out of nowhere. But the clone counters with the exact same move, just executed at a level Suhong did not think was humanly possible. He realizes the clone is spamming Diamond Fist, but with a technique so refined it makes his own form look like garbage. Textbook perfection by his own admission. But instead of freaking out, this absolute madman gets hype. He realizes he is staring at a cheat code. He starts swinging with everything he has. Not just to fight, but to download the clone's form in real time. The genius of the system clicks. The clone isn't just beating him, it is demonstrating the meta version of every move so he can copy it instantly. Of course, the curriculum involves eating dirt every 3 seconds. Not exactly great for his already wrecked HP bar. He gets knocked back hard. But here is the thing about Suhong. This kid does not learn the easy way. He levels up through pain. One check of the UI shows. Diamond Fist jumped from 7% to 10 just from that exchange. He is grinning now because he confirmed this system is hacking his growth curve. The grind just became a speed run. He dives back into the fray. No rest chasing those mastery percentages like an addict. Diamond Fist surges from 15 to 23% in mere moments. Every hit he tanks, every move the clone flaunts. His body absorbs the data. Void Step clicks, rocketing from 59 to 70%. Is this the most broken tutorial in history? Probably. The progress bars are filling up, faster than the interface can render. 90, 95, 97, 98. It is a literal training montage condensed into seconds. Floating Light Palm hits the cap and breaks through to subtle mastery. That is one objective down. Void Step is right on its heels. 100%. Subtle mastery unlocked. 2 objectives cleared. Finally, Diamond Fist evolves all the way to grand achievement. This kid just compressed years of martial arts discipline into a single loading screen. Suhong stands there gassed but fundamentally rewritten. He entered as a struggling rookie and rebooted as a monster. The system prompts Path of the Arena complete. Return to reality. White Fox has absolutely no clue what is about to spawn back into that ring. Suhong accepts. Snap. He is back in the arena, right where he paused. Same ring, same crowd, same arrogant White Fox. But Suhong, different beast entirely. Fox mocks him and lunges. Completely unaware, he is attacking a version of Suhong that did not exist. 30 seconds ago, he throws the Thunderclap Fist, the move that almost deleted Suhong's career. Just minutes prior, Suhong casually sidesteps it. Too slow. This might be the coldest moment. Hands down the most insane turnaround in the series. White Fox is staring at him like he just saw a ghost. His ultimate move, it looked like it was wading through molasses. And before White Fox's brain can even reboot Suhong's grand achievement, Diamond Fist smashes right into his grill. Zoom in on that expression. That is not a rookie. That is not prey. That is a predator who just evolved from a punching bag to the deadliest threat in the room. The audience goes absolutely feral. Nobody predicted this. Not a single soul in the stands thought the Minotaur would flip the script like this. Now he is towering over a face-planted White Fox. The guy who swore to break him is eating canvas. Talk about instant karma. Suhong does not even pause to celebrate. He pivots to the announcer and demands his payout. Man just pulled off a legendary clutch win, and his brain is strictly on the bag. Unshakable hustle. Meanwhile, in the VIP box, the arena owner is spiraling into a panic attack. Diamond Fist at grand achievement level from an apprentice. Veteran warriors struggle to hit that tier. This kid just broke the power scaling. And this is where it gets sketchy. The boss tells his goons to shadow Suhong and docks his real identity. Having a crime lord obsessed with you is never a good sign. Bookmark that danger flag. Suhong exits the arena, strolling through the city like he is clueless about the tale. But let's be real, he definitely knows. Those upgraded senses are working overtime. The 2 suits tracking him are about as stealthy as a marching band creeping in the shadows like total amateurs. Seconds later they lose visual contact. These guys are sweating bullets because the boss gave them one job. Why did they lose him? Because Suhong is literally Spider-Manning between 2 buildings, right above them, watching them panic with a smug grin. Void Step at Subtle Mastery is a cheat code for shaking off trash mobs. An hour later, Suhong touches down at home. Now for the real reason he stepped into the ring. His aunt and uncle spot the stack of bills and instantly panic, asking if he hit a bank. Valid question when your nephew drops 60,000 yuan on the table. Suhong smoothly lies about a dojo master sponsoring his training, but his uncle is skeptical. Uncle knows that dojo is notoriously cheap. Sharp guy. So Suhong looks them dead in the eye and hits them with the "Do you trust me" card. It is genuinely wholesome watching him lie through his teeth, just to keep his family from worrying. And it works. They light up with pride, saying, their Xiaohong really made it big. They have zero clue he almost died in a cage match to earn that cash. Later that night, Suhong sneaks up to the roof because the grind never sleeps. He sits under the moonlight ticking boxes. Martial exam fees paid. Rent cleared. Aunt's medical bills sorted. Finally, the family isn't drowning in debt. He opens the system UI to check the loot. His talent is listed as Peerless Through the Ages. He is sitting on 67 martial Dao points, but his base stats look untouched. The system explains the meta beat higher-level enemies to farm points for blood energy or skills. Basically, punching up is how he levels up. It is the ultimate gamer progression system. Suhong starts spamming the upgrade button like he is min-maxing a build at 2 in the morning. No hesitation, just pure optimization. He pumps his blood energy from 85 straight to 90. If you know the lore, you know that number is a massive deal. Suhong realizes what he just did, and the shock is written all over his face. Power explodes from his core. This is not rookie energy anymore. This is a whole different beast. Blood energy, 90. That puts him in quasi-warrior territory. He went from getting wrecked by martial artists to standing on the doorstep of becoming one all in a single night. He decides to dump every last point into blood energy, going all in on raw stats. Zero waste. The results hit instantly. His durability buffs up, and the bruises from the arena fight fade away like magic. He feels infinite stamina coursing through him and needs to test the limits. He launches across the rooftops, beelining for the one spot where he can measure his new gains. His school has a combat power tester. It is the dead of night, so no witnesses. He lands at the Star City. Number 1, High School Arena. It is completely empty. Prime time for a secret strength check. There it is, a pristine Tier 1 combat gauge just sitting there, begging to see what he's actually made of. He gathers his focus, deciding to throttle his output to just 70%. Better to play it safe, right? For a split second, his eyes flicker with that same predatory energy that woke up in the arena. And fam, you can already tell, this is about to go horribly wrong for that poor machine. He throws the punch. Even choked down to 70%, that fist connects with a force this high school hardware was never built to handle. The second it lands, his vibe switches instantly from main character confidence to, oh no, I messed up. Because he didn't just hit it, he bricked it. The thing is, smoking, sparking, and definitely voiding its warranty. Dude just bagged 60,000 yuan and is already sweating over a repair bill. Absolute comedy gold. A boom echoes out, someone screams, and Suhong pulls the ultimate ninja move, fleeing the crime scene immediately. The security guard rushes out to the wreckage and immediately pins the blame on 2 random students, Chen Shan and Li. Memorize those names, because they are about to catch massive strays for something they didn't do. The guard vows to wreck them the second the semester kicks off. Meanwhile, Suhong fades into the darkness scot-free, leaving 2 innocent bros to face the worst first day of school ever. Honestly, that might be the funniest collateral damage arc we've seen in this series so far. Next morning, the Star City number 1 gym is packed like a sardine can, and the tea is already spilling. Everyone is whispering about why Chen Shan looks like he went 12 rounds with a semi-truck. Turns out the school blamed him for the busted machine, and the principal personally handed him a beatdown. Thanks, Suhong. 2 totally innocent guys are paying the price for his midnight power trip. But the real headline is up on stage. The principal rolls out his old war buddy Chen Tian, a Tier 3 heavy hitter here, to drop a C-rank technique. It's called Thunder Rush Fist. The crowd goes feral because C-rank skills usually cost a fortune to learn privately, and the school is just handing this loot out for free. Suhong instantly clocks it. This is the same move White Fox spammed in the arena. One punch hitting with triple impact. File that away. His internal system is already pulling up the tier list from F all the way to triple S, and Suhong knows there is zero chance he's letting a free premium skill slide past him. Chen Tian announces he's running exactly 10 demos of the full technique. If you snooze, you lose. The man wastes no time locking into his stance. Basic mastery of Thunder Rush Fist pops 1 sonic boom per punch. And honestly, even that looks lethal coming from a Tier 3 pro. Proficient level 3 booms. Micro level hits 5 and the whole gym is vibrating, just from the shockwaves. Mastered level cracks 7 sounds, which is Chen Tian's current limit. The scaling on this is actually broken. Perfect realm hits 9 echoes, but he tells the kids not to get delusional. Just hitting basic today would be a massive W. You got it, coach. The whole student body tries to copy the second demo, flailing around like a glitched out NPC crowd. And within minutes, most of them are totally gassed, dropping to the floor. Turns out C-rank arts aren't exactly N00B friendly. One kid is literally shaking and screaming that it's impossible. And for your average Joe, he's probably right. Someone turns to ask Suhong a question, but his spot is empty. Just air where a protagonist used to be. My man ghosted the whole assembly. Meanwhile, Chen Shan is celebrating because he barely scraped into basic level, and everyone's hyping him up like he just cured a disease. They're calling him the school's top genius. The principal shows off Chen Shan like a trophy, but the Tier 3 master looks bored out of his mind. He drops the bomb. In other cities, basic is just the minimum passing grade, emotional damage level critical. After the class, Chen Tian and the principal step outside, the vibe visibly awkward. Chen Tian keeps it 100. This batch of students is mid, and he basically wasted his trip. Harsh, yes. Accurate based on the clown show inside. Also, yes. They agree that in the martial Dao, talent is king. Grinding without gifts is a dead end. Interesting take. Considering Suhong is breathing the same air nearby. And then a sound stops them cold. 7 distinct thunderclaps rip through the air, blasting from the school grounds like a sonic boom. Chen Tian is absolutely shook. He has never heard a frequency like that, and the look on his face says this is a glitch in the Matrix. They spot the source, a kid in a school uniform throwing a punch that rivals Chen Tian's own mastered level technique. The principal is losing his mind, screaming that this rookie speed ran to mastered in half a day. Half a day. He grabs Chen Tian and shakes him like a ragdoll. Because the principal did the math, that wasn't 7 echoes. It was 9. That is the legendary perfect realm. A tier Chen Tian himself hasn't even touched. Suddenly, a light bulb goes off in Chen Tian's brain. The code just cracked. Watching that 9 sound flex just unlocked a mental block he has been stuck on for ages. Electricity starts arcing around his fist. It is surging like never before, and Chen Tian unleashes his own Thunder Rush fist right there on the pavement. He breaks his limits in real time. 8 echoes, a tier 3 martial artist just leveled up his game. All because a high schooler casually dropped a 9-sound nuke within earshot. Su-hong unknowingly just gave this man the XP boost of a lifetime. Chen Tian instantly abandons all dignity and sprints back toward the school, screaming at the principal to help him track down that prodigy immediately. But when they arrive, Su-hong has ghosted them. Just an empty field where physics got defied moments ago. This dude pulled the exact same disappearing act twice in one episode. Meanwhile, Su-hong is cruising through the city totally unbothered, noting that grinding a C-rank skill burns way more stamina than the D-rank Vajra Fist. Just another Tuesday for our MC. He checks his HUD, and Thunder Rush Fist is already sitting pretty at the perfect realm. But his martial value is a big fat 0, meaning he needs to find some high-level mobs if he wants to break into actual martial artist territory. So where does a guy go to farm XP? His workplace, the Raging Thunder Dojo. And my spider sense tells me this shift is about to get chaotic. Inside, the dojo is popping off with spear sparring, but the vibe is way heavier than his last visit. An acquaintance spots him and asks why he is there, and Su-hong keeps it low-key. Claims he is just there to train. Technically the truth. But the mood shifts from chill to thriller real quick, because some purple-haired guy is over in the corner stomping a student into the mats like it is a sport. Meet Lian and he is raging because someone dared to give him constructive criticism. His response, brutal assault, which tells you this guy is pure toxic energy. Su-hong asks what the drama is about. His buddy explains there is a new instructor who is OP, but treats the regular students like trash mobs. And Lian is the teacher's pet, giving him a VIP pass to bully anyone he wants. Watch this dynamic closely, because the fuse is lit. Lian is strutting around, taunting the room, asking if anyone has the guts to challenge him, mocking their trash skills. The ego on this man is suffocating. Then, Su-hong just snatches his fist out of midair, catches it like a slow-pitch softball. He looks Lian dead in the eye and says, "That's enough." The room temperature plunges to sub-zero. Lian demands to know who this random NPC is, and challenges him to a 1v1. Su-hong hits him with a calm bet. This guy just walked into the lion's den, and told the lion to square up. But before the beatdown begins, the new instructor walks in and kills the mood. Class is in session, and this guy radiates the kind of pressure that hits the mute button on the entire room. Lian backs off, telling Su-hong he got lucky, which is comedy gold because Su-hong is the only one here who didn't need saving. Su-hong watches Lian walk away, thinking this guy's arrogance is off the charts. And if Su-hong thinks you are cocky, you are officially insufferable. Now things get spicy. The instructor announces, this is the last day for the Raging Sea Spear technique, and he is doing exactly 1 demo. Not 10 like Chen Tian, just 1. He swings the spear with lethal precision. Su-hong is in the crowd downloading every single frame like a human hard drive. The instructor even has the audacity to smirk and say he doubts any of these losers can learn it. From a single viewing, this man is actively gatekeeping his own class and calling it teaching. But Su-hong is already gripping a spear, energy surging, and that look on his face says the system is glitching in his favor. His retina is literally reflecting the spear technique, replaying it in 4K. Every angle, every twitch, every flow of energy captured in one download. Is this even training anymore, or did he just download the skills directly? The spear cracks the pavement as he tests the weight. The instructor and Leon dip, immediately dropping a casual vibe that says, figure it out yourself. The disrespect is loud. The other students are fuming, calling the whole class a hustle, because the guys in the back row couldn't see a single frame of that demo. And they're not wrong, the teacher definitely set them up to fail. But Su-hong, he already cracked the code. His spear moves like a flood dragon tearing through the ocean, momentum stacking up like tidal waves. He doesn't need 10 replays. He doesn't even need 2. Power floods his grip as he channels everything the system processed straight into his muscle memory. Su-hong explodes into the Raging Sea Spear technique, azure energy coiling around every strike like living water. The entire dojo freezes dead silence, because Su-hong just ripped a combo none of them could even track. One guy literally asks if he's just too trash to understand it. The noise drags Leon right back inside, demanding to know who unlocked the move. In his head, that should be impossible. But there's Su-hong flowing through the Raging Sea Spear, right in front of the guy who wanted to jump him 5 minutes ago. The cinematic timing is absolute chef's kiss. Leon is actually shook now. He admits Suhong might have hands, so he decides to test exactly how deep this rookie's talent goes. Translation, he wants smoke. Leon steps up and offers some guidance on spear forms. And by guidance, he definitely means a beatdown, disguised as mentorship. Leon squares up and the crowd clears a circle. Suhong accepts instantly, because this is exactly the XP grind he was looking for. His buddy tries to flag him down. Leon is toxic, but the guy has serious power. Suhong just hits him with a, "Don't trip." The gap between where people think he is and reality is a canyon right now. Suhong lunges forward, asking Leon to enlighten him. The absolute audacity of using the teacher's own move against his star pupil. Leon claps back with the Raging Sea Spear at micro level. Honestly impressive, proving he's not just all talk. But here's the problem with fighting a system user. Suhong flashes that faint, dangerous smirk that screams game over before the match even starts. Because Suhong unleashes the Raging Sea Spear at proficient level, hydro energy detonating around him like a tsunami. This might honestly be the hardest flex the series has dropped so far, and Leon's face is priceless. Proficient level from one look. His master's own disciple can't touch what Suhong just downloaded in minutes. That realization is going to leave a scar. Suhong cranks the technique to max output, and the dojo is practically underwater with blue aura. The impact is devastating. The shockwave alone tells the whole story. Leon is getting absolutely ragdolled and his brain refuses to process it. He's screaming that Suhong isn't even a warrior, yet how is he hitting proficient level this fast? Suhong's eyes are blazing with mana, like a primal switch just flipped inside him. One final blow launches Leon across the room, spear and all. It's a wrap. The system casually pings plus 35 martial Dao points for wrecking a higher tier warrior. Suhong realizes he needs to spar more often. He just found an infinite XP glitch. Leon is on the floor, muttering that this is impossible. He can't compute that someone speedran the Raging Sea Spear to proficient level. It actually gets kind of tragic. Leon asks, "What about me? What about my years of grinding?" He snaps. Leon throws a desperate sucker punch, screaming about his wasted effort. The man's entire identity just got deleted in under 5 minutes. But Suhong catches the fist mid-air. No flex, no drama, just a calm, definitive, "We're done." That's the cue for the instructor to march in with a squad of students. Leon spins around to cry to his sensei, but instead of backup, the teacher smacks him upside the head. "You can't even hold an L. Then what kind of martial artist are you?" Oof, that hurt worse than the spear. Leon is living in a nightmare right now, bodied by a noob and roasted by his master in front of everyone. The instructor admits that Suhong didn't just learn the Raging Sea Spear. He downloaded that move directly into his muscle memory after watching it exactly once. Even the so-called prodigies from the capital would need a manual, but Suhong, he is built different. Watch the instructor's face right here. That level of talent is terrifying. The instructor pulls a complete 180, snatches Leon up by his skull, and straight up apologizes to Suhong. He tells Leon, "Yeah, you are talented, but your ego is writing checks. Your body cannot cash. Getting humbled by a true monster is a favor." Suhong is standing there like whiplash much, and honestly, can you blame him for being skeptical? Because literally 5 minutes ago, this teacher wouldn't have blinked if the whole class got wiped out. Cut to later that night. Suhong is cruising through the city streets, totally drained but riding high on the gains. He pops open his interface. Thunder Rush Fist, perfect tier. Raging Sea Spear, already at subtle mastery. Diamond Fist, Floating Light Palm Void Step, plus 35 martial Dao points in the bank. This kid's loadout is looking absolutely broken. Pretty wild for a guy who hasn't even graduated yet. But here is the snag, final exams are creeping up fast. The rich kids are already flexing with high-grade alloy gear, while Suhong is sitting on 0 resources. He realizes the spear is his meta now, so he needs to lock that in. Step 1, buy a legit alloy spear. He checks the market price and oof, 698,000, that is a brutal reality check. He can barely afford his aunt's meds, let alone a weapon that costs more than a luxury sedan. So, he is stuck outside the shop window, trying to figure out a hustle. How does a broke student make fast cash? Then a news alert flashes on a nearby screen. Fierce beast populations outside Star City are spiking, and the city lord is dropping massive bounties for anyone brave enough to hunt them. Go outside the walls and hunt monsters. You can see the light bulb go off. This is either the golden ticket or a suicide mission. He heads back to his uncle and aunt's place, and folks, prepare your hearts for this next part. It shows exactly why Suhong grinds this hard. His uncle is running on fumes and his aunt is practically pleading with him to take a break. She insists Suhong is too young to shoulder this burden, but the uncle is adamant about scraping every penny together for the kid's future. Suhong steps inside, putting on a brave face, and they light up the second they see him. The family vibes are so pure, it actually makes me anxious, because we all know manhwa authors love to destroy anything you love. He immediately tries to take over the chores, but his aunt shuts that down. "Go rest," she says. Top-tier parenting right there. Suhong tries to tell his uncle that he is strong enough to bring home the bacon now, and that the old man needs to chill. but his uncle brushes it off, saying he would go crazy if he just sat around. The uncle flashes a thumbs up that hides 1,000 hardships, claiming he is just covering daily expenses. This man would literally work himself to death before letting his nephew stress about bills. Then Auntie chimes in, reminding them that martial arts is a money pit. They are stockpiling everything for Suhong's sake. They are destroying their health for a child they chose to love. And yeah, that hits right in the feels. Suhong takes it all in, and his internal monologue shifts gears. Unless he makes retirement money, these two will work until they drop. That settles it. He cannot ignore the bounty board now. It is not just about getting strong anymore. It is about survival. The stakes just skyrocketed, and his mindset shifts into killer mode. He dumps all 35 Martial Dao points straight into blood energy, because you do not step into the wasteland with rookie numbers. His blood energy surges to 95.2. He is literally inches away from official warrior status. The line between student and lethal weapon is about to disappear. Cut to 2 days later, 10:40 p.m. He is collapsed on the gym floor, absolutely gassed. But check the stats. Every single skill is glowing, perfect. Raging Sea Spear, Thunder Rush, Fist, Diamond Fist, Void, Step, everything is maxed out. Is this even training anymore? Or is he just speed running the entire syllabus? The guy is drenched in sweat. But that look in his eyes, that is focus. The tutorial is over. It is time to hit the open map. Saturday morning rolls around and Suhong pulls up to the Star City warrior base. The scale of this place is insane. It is a massive fortress towering over civilization. He admits he has seen it in 4K plenty of times. But standing in its shadow, that is a whole different vibe. And the place is crawling with actual warriors, people you rarely see on the streets strapped with heavy gear. He heads straight for the bounty terminal. Unranked beasts net you 300 coins, but tier 1 lower stage is 1,000, mid is 3,000, and upper stage hits 5,000. Suhong is already running the profit margins in his head, but then he hits the gruesome fine print. To secure the bag, you have to hack off the beast's left ear as proof of the kill. His reaction, pure disgust, calling it straight up barbaric. And honestly, he is not wrong. He spots another hunter dumping a sack of bloody ears on the settlement counter, and it clicks. This is a real breathing economy. People out here grinding monster parts for a living. Suddenly chaos erupts. A crew starts screaming for the crowd to part ways. Suhong pivots to see what the drama is all about. Enter a blonde dude in a flashy yellow jacket flanked by heavy security strutting like he owns the map. The announcer introduces him as Young Master Yi. Lock that name in your memory, because this specific brand of rich kid arrogance always spells trouble. Suhong clocks a detail instantly. The fit, the attitude it is giving, major White Fox vibes from the underground arena. Is it the same guy, or just a glitch in the Matrix? Doesn't matter. Suhong's danger senses are tingling. The rumor mill among the warriors kicks into high gear immediately. Turns out young Master Ye is the base director's nephew, which explains the VIP pass. Someone whispers he got wrecked recently, and the crowd is loving the tea. Suhong watches the entire circus parade past him and files it away. That is a walking red flag he needs to avoid, at least for the moment. And that smirk plastered on Ye's face, it tells you exactly how he views reality. Everyone else is just an NPC beneath his feet, and he makes sure they know it. Suhong's gaze turns icy. He is cataloging every detail, every alliance, every potential headache. He is not the type to walk into a trap blind. Turning toward the exit, he reminds himself that the monsters outside aren't the only predators. Humans can be just as lethal, and he needs to keep his guard up for both. At the checkpoint, a sentry scans him, and asks if he is seriously heading into the wild solo on his first run. Suhong barely blinks. Yes. Like he is just going for a coffee run. The guard watches him fade into the tunnel, thinking just another clueless rookie with a death wish. And look, from his point of view, he is probably right about 99% of the fresh meat that passes through. But Suhong isn't a statistic. He steps into the zone and the vibe shifts instantly. From gray concrete to a dense, sun-drenched forest. He tightens his fists, promising himself he won't return empty-handed. Zero wasted movement. His aunt and uncle are depending on him even if they have no clue what he is up to. 2 hours in, and the silence is deafening. It is suspicious. Suhong hasn't spotted a single beast yet. He starts wondering if the veteran squads have already farmed the outskirts dry. So, the only play is to push deeper. When the safe zone is looted, you have to risk the high-level areas. It is that classic main character logic, either absolute genius or totally suicidal. Then he feels it. Movement in the shadows. His instincts scream at him just as a massive white wolf with glowing crimson eyes steps out. This thing looks like it was lab-grown to ruin your day. Suhong identifies it instantly. Shadow Moon Wolf. Tier 1, lower stage. A textbook adversary. His first legit monster encounter, and there is a 1,000 coin bounty on its head if he survives. The wolf roars, shaking the canopy. Fangs bared locking onto its target, it launches a full-speed assault. No warm-up, no hesitation. This is the real deal. Now Suhong finds out if that perfect mastery training holds up against something that actually wants to eat him. The Shadow Moon Wolf is on him, claws slicing the air like butcher knives. Suhong ghosts the attack with Void Step and pumps raw power into his fist. Thunder Rush Fist max output. The energy arcing off his knuckles is terrifying. He connects dead center, blasting the wolf back with enough force to crater the earth. The beast drags dolls into a tree trunk. One sad whimper later, and it is lights out. First blood secured. Su-hong stands over the kill energy, still sizzling on his hand. He is barely breathing hard. His hand shakes not from fear, but from the rush. He thinks, so this is the grind. And he is addicted. He realizes he can one-shot Tier 1 lower stage beasts. Now he is curious, how would he fare against a tougher mob? Note to self, never tempt fate. Because the universe is listening. Ask, and you shall receive. A Tier 1 middle stage raging black bear spawns behind him. This thing makes the wolf look like a plush toy. And nearby, someone is lurking in the bushes watching the show. But the bear gets folded just as fast. Su-hong figures as long as he dodges Tier 2s. He is the apex predator out here. 3,000 coins in the bank from one bear. He slices that ear off with a satisfied grin. It feels like cashing in a mountain of arcade tickets. And then boom, the system drops the loot notification he has been starving for. His stats just redlined. Martial values are peaking enough to smash through to the martial artist rank. Our boy just speedran the student level cap. He triggers the evolution right there in the dirt, the energy detonating off his body. It is on a completely different frequency now. But the victory lap gets cut short. He senses a massive presence nearby. An aura so heavy it makes that earlier bear fight feel like a tutorial level. What kind of monster radiates that much pressure? Any sane person would sprint the other way, but Su-hong goes to investigate, because apparently ranking up also deleted his survival instinct. He breaks into a clearing, looks down over the ridge, and what he sees makes his pupils dilate. We have got a situation. A black jade giant python, Tier 1, late stage. This nightmare is armored in stone-like scales, with lethal venom dripping from its jaws. The scale of this thing is Jurassic, and there are warriors down there trying to fight it. Well, fighting is generous, because they are getting absolutely wrecked. The snake is tossing them into the rocks like rag dolls, while Su-hong watches from the nosebleeds. These guys are toast. Now comes the million-dollar question. Does he bail or does he brawl? Keep in mind, the bounty on this beast is 5,000 coins, and his auntie's medical bills are stacking up fast. He dives in spear, leading the charge, aiming straight for a monster that just yeeted two grown men, like they were made of cardboard. But the python snaps its tail around with terrifying velocity. It is way faster than the data suggested. Su-hong barely processes the movement before that tail is already in his face. Wham! He gets swatted out of the air. The impact crater where he lands tells you exactly how much HP that hit just drained. There is blood on the soil. That one strike did serious damage, and suddenly, this does not feel like grinding for loot anymore. Su-hong drags himself up next to one of the KO'd warriors. The guy is fading fast, weapon still gripping his hand. The python is circling back for the double tap. Su-hong wipes the red from his lip and locks in. He is not retreating. Not when there is cash on the table and lives on the floor. He snatches the fallen warrior's spear, and lets the guy know he is just borrowing it. No time for etiquette when a building-sized reptile wants to eat you. Now he is staring down the black jade giant python with a loner weapon and freshly upgraded stats. This might be the wildest gamble in the entire series. The python lunges jaws unhinged, wide enough to swallow him whole. He knows a Tier 1 late-stage boss usually takes a full, raid party of martial artists to bring down. He is soloing this beast on his first day in the wild. From the top down, the size difference is actually insane. He looks like an ant next to this thing, but he is pressing the attack anyway. He is dancing through its strikes at max velocity, every dodge just millimeters from a game over. And then all that. Hardcore training starts paying dividends. Void Step lets him phase through the python's guard, like he is glitching through walls. Raging sea spear technique at perfect mastery, blue energy floods the zone, and his spear cuts the air like a tidal wave. Crack. The spear actually breaches the python's defense. Those stone-hard plates that deflect steel are shattering under his combo. The python shrieks. You can tell that is the first time anything has actually hurt it. Su-hong is not letting up. He is sprinting along the python's spine, slashing every weak point he sees. He tightens his grip, channeling every ounce of mana into the next blow. Blue energy swirls around him like a hurricane, the spear vibrating with condensed power. The look in his eyes says, he is done playing defense. He drives the spear upward with the full torque of the raging sea technique, and the energy explosion absolutely engulfs the beast. Scales are blasting off and the creature is howling, a sound that shakes the entire forest. He is everywhere at once, striking from every angle, leaving after images that make it look like an entire squad is jumping this thing, but it is just one 17-year-old with a borrowed stick. But the size gap is real. He cannot land a one-shot kill, so the play is to bleed it dry with 1,000 cuts and wait for a crit opportunity. The tail sweep nearly clips him again, forcing him to burn stamina just to survive. Thunder Rush, fist at perfect mastery, slams into the python, the shockwave blasting the dust clear. Hit and run, strike hard, create space immediately, do not let it wrap you up. This is textbook guerrilla warfare, against a kaiju. Find the gap, stab, disengage. The python is looking like Swiss cheese now, and Su-hong can smell the victory, but he is running on fumes. He is gasping, totally drained, powered only by adrenaline, and the image of his auntie in that hospital bed. The good news? The python is wobbling too. The beast is trembling, legs wobbling like jelly as it fights to stay upright. One more combo, and it is game over. Su-hong charges in. He is winding up for the execution. Spear locked and loaded, momentum peaking. That is 5,000 coins, sitting right there for the taking. But hold up, someone is lurking in the shadows. And whoever it is just made their play. Su-hong clocks it instantly. He barks out a warning, demanding an ID. His gut is screaming that this is not another monster, it is something worse. Suddenly, a masked tank with glowing red eyes slams down from the canopy, cackling like a total psycho. Humans really are the true monsters, huh? Su-hong reacts on instinct, unleashing a scorching fist technique straight at the intruder's face. But the attacker smashes through his defense with a heavy kick, launching Su-hong across the dirt like a ragdoll. This opponent is built different. Su-hong is grounded, gasping for air after wasting all his mana on the python fight. And just when you think it cannot get worse, reinforcements arrive. Talk about terrible timing. Su-hong glares up. An entire kill squad steps out of the tree line, led by a blonde guy we all love to hate. There he is, young Master Yi, smirking like he owns the entire map. He demands the python Su-hong just bled for. Is this 4D chess, or just a spoiled rich kid stealing someone's homework? Does not matter. Su-hong just went from apex predator to prey, and the vibe here, it is getting super personal. Yi brought his whole crew, physically blocking Su-hong from the prize he almost died securing. The nerve on this guy. He actually admits he was betting on Su-hong dying alone in the wilderness. The disrespect is off the charts. Then he dares to call Su-hong lucky. Lucky to find a critically injured black jade giant python. Catch that, he said found. He is gaslighting everyone, acting like Su-hong did not just solo a boss monster. Su-hong runs the numbers. 5 armed martial artists versus 1 guy running on fumes. The odds are trash. A fair fight is off the table. The masked brute does not even wait for a signal, he swings wild at Su-hong. He is screaming about Yi's entitlement, but watch Su-hong's eyes. The switch just flipped. Zero hesitation. He claps back instantly, reminding them the brute only landed that first hit because it was a cheap shot. That was a sneak attack. Now he wants to see them try it face to face. And he absolutely nukes the guy's mask with a precision strike. That impact is illegal for someone who just fought a tier 1 beast for 20 minutes. The brute is shook. He cannot process the horsepower behind that jab. One hit, and his whole body is shutting down. Su-hong has zero chill. He follows up with a heavy slam, burying the guy into the forest floor. The rest of the goon squad just freezes, watching their tank get folded like a lawn chair. You can feel the panic setting in. Yi recognizes the Vajra fist and realizes his heavy hitter, the Minotaur, just got exposed. This guy had street cred, and Su-hong deleted it in 2 moves. But pause, new player entering the lobby. A figure in a white suit and fox mask manifests out of thin air. Su-hong knows this silhouette. It is White Fox. Keep your eyes on the fox because the difficulty just spiked. Meanwhile, Yi is covering his face, seething at the public humiliation. His ego took a critical hit. And then he drops the command 2 words, kill him. Young Master Yi just upgraded this from petty theft to straight-up homicide. The squad swarm in. Su-hong grips his spear, his brain processing options at light speed. He bolts. It is not fear, it is IQ. Fighting 5 fresh warriors on 0 stamina is a suicide mission. He vanishes into the wild. The squad gives chase, diving into the dense forest with weapons out. But the canopy is thick, and visibility drops to 0. They just walked into Su-hong's playground. One warrior scoffs, asking why they are sweating over one kid. Bro, you literally just watched your teammate get one-shotted. That arrogance gets punished instantly. Su-hong materializes behind the swordsman like a vengeful ghost. Time stops. Their eyes lock. That is the exact second the warrior realizes he is not the hunter, he is lunch. Explosions rock the ground near Yi, as Su-hong flips the script, turning their ambush into a guerrilla warfare nightmare. Is this the ultimate Uno reverse card? I think so. First casualty, one of Yi's goons is face down in the mud. He is bleeding out before he even knew he was hit. Young Master Yi is completely losing his cool. He is screaming, trying to understand that speed. The gap between his ego and reality is shattering right in front of us. One of his lackeys stammers out an ID. That is the 9 Echo Thunderclap Fist at max level. Even rank 3 fighters cannot pull that off. He can't even comprehend that level of power. Let that reality check marinate for a second. He snaps, screaming at his own subordinate to shut his mouth. But internally, he is in a total tailspin. Perfect Vajra Fist. Perfect Thunderclap Fist. His brain cannot compute how a nobody from the slums has unlocked mastery that elite veterans only dream of. Meanwhile, Su-hong is perched high above like a hawk with that spear, analyzing the board. He knows if he wasn't running on fumes from the Python brawl, he would have just bulldozered this entire squad head on. But right now, it's guerrilla warfare time. The strategy is basic but brutal: pick them off one by one and deny them a fair fight. Honestly, that is the highest IQ play on the table. He dives from the canopy, and that spear impact lands, with enough explosive power to blast the remaining warriors apart like bowling pins. Neon blue aura flares up as he throttles into the next victim. That void step glitches him out of existence at this velocity. The hooded warrior glances up just in time to witness the absolute disaster about to end his career. Su-hong drops the hammer with a kick that sends a shockwave rippling through the vegetation. That is another one folded. The last two are caught in the lag between where Su-hong was and where he is, and the terror in their eyes is unscripted. Another goon gets launched into a tree trunk hard enough to turn it into a crime scene. Su-hong is surgically dismantling this entire unit. Now, the henchmen are begging young Master Yi to tactically retreat, and his response, run. Are you out of your mind? His toxic ego won't let him fade. Even when every survival instinct is screaming abort, he doubles down and swears he has to flatline Su-hong today. This isn't about the python or the cash anymore. This is pure narcissism, and the bill is coming due. Su-hong blitzes past the duo, cutting it so close they feel the breeze, but he is moving too fast for their eyes to render. And suddenly, the last bodyguard gets punted into the stratosphere. That leaves young Master Yi standing there completely isolated. Just how Su-hong drew it up. Yi is losing his absolute mind. It has been like what a few days since they clashed, and Su-hong has leveled up exponentially. His XP gain is violating every law of cultivation Yi knows. Su-hong rockets past him again, and Yi cannot even track the blur. The speed gap is actually disrespectful. He starts hacking at thin air in pure rage, deforesting the area while Su-hong is already 3 moves ahead. Bro is literally fighting the landscaping at this point. And then Glitch Su-hong spawns right behind him. Finally, you're up, young master. The hunt is a wrap. Yi panic fires a blast of blue energy screeching that Su-hong hasn't won anything yet. But the crack in his voice, that tells the real story. Su-hong descends with a void-shattering finger technique, channeled straight through the spear tip, and the energy collision is seismic. The two forces smash together, and the resulting detonation shreds the surrounding timber like wet tissue paper. The forest itself is getting deleted by the shockwave. Whole trees are snapping like toothpicks. Yi starts spamming void-shattering finger, firing beam after beam into the woods. It looks flashy, but it smells like desperation. Su-hong is calmly reading the attack patterns and realizes it is just a Class B skill. Not bad for a trust fund kid, but not enough to bridge the canyon between their skills. And here's where Yi makes the singular worst mistake of his existence. He threatens to memorize Su-hong's face and slaughter his whole family later. You think mercy is on the table after that? Wrong answer. Every ounce of chill Su-hong had left just evaporated into the ether. Look at his eyes. This just got extremely personal. Su-hong unloads a barrage of energy slashes that makes Yi's previous attacks look like cheap parlor tricks. Now Yi switches to name-dropping. My uncle is a supervisor. My dad is a big shot. Going from, I'll kill your family, to please don't hurt me, in under 30 seconds. Actually embarrassing. Su-hong does not hesitate for a microsecond. He is walking Yi down with eyes glowing, like an apex predator that has already played with its food enough. He tells Yi he liked the vibe better when he was acting tough a minute ago. That might be the most savage violation in the series yet. And boom, the fist connects directly with young Master Yi's grill. No block, no dodge, just pure, unfiltered consequences. Su-hong follows up with a spear strike that bats Yi out of the forest like a home run ball. The power gap was never a debate. He slams into the rocky earth, hard enough to leave a crater kicking up a dust screen that chokes the clearing. And through the haze, Su-hong strolls toward the wreckage with zero urgency. He is on a leisurely walk. Su-hong stands there, draped in an aura of flame and fury, and drops the coldest line of the episode. You should never have used my family as leverage. Memorize that lesson for the rest of your life. Yi is on all fours, leaking blood, stuttering about how Su-hong isn't a real martial artist. The delusion is strong. He still can't process the beatdown. But hold up, it gets worse. Remember that black jade giant python everyone forgot about? It is towering up right behind Yi, and it is not looking for a hug. The sheer horror in Yi's eyes says it all. Talk about jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire. Yi just got promoted from losing a duel to being the main course. The python slams its jaws down hard enough to crack the planet's crust. Yi absolutely asked for this L. But Su-hong realizes the nightmare scenario just dropped. All that drama fighting Ye's squad was a massive waste of time. And now the python has fully recharged its stamina bar. He is back to square one, only now his energy tank is flashing empty. The universe really has zero chill with this kid. Ye's leftover goons are still scraping themselves off the pavement, wondering if their leader actually secured the dub. Then one of them picks up a disturbance in the tree line, and the sheer terror on his face says it all. Because Su-hong comes tearing through their ranks like a runaway freight train, and he is definitely not stopping to say hello. Hot on his heels is the black jade giant python, which Su-hong just kite-walked straight into these 3 clowns. Like a heat-seeking missile, the snake snatches one guy instantly. Su-hong's HUD lights up indirect kill 30 martial value in the bank. My man just weaponized a raid boss against his ops. Another warrior gets deleted from existence. Ding. Another notification. Is Su-hong a tactical genius, or just the most savage player on the server? Honestly, it is a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, and Su-hong watches the chaos with the chilliest expression you have ever seen. Keep your eyes glued to that martial value counter, because it is about to be clutch. After grinding through all those battles and farming indirect kills, He finally has the currency to evolve into a legit martial artist. One minor issue though. He needs a safe zone to channel the upgrade, and the python is not exactly respecting his timeout request. He spots a cave on the ridge and makes a split-second call to dive in. This cave is about to become the VIP section of Su Hong's life. The beast is practically breathing down his neck. Just look at the scale difference. Su Hong is an ant compared to this leviathan. It smashes the earth with enough force to fracture the cliff face. Su Hong slides inside and immediately turtles up for defense. But the python is relentless. It jams its massive head into the entrance like it is trying to devour the entire mountain whole. Zero respect for personal space. Now watch this. Su Hong pulls up his stat menu. Check the loadout. Vitality at 96. Perfect mastery on every skill. 504 total martial value. This build is absolutely broken. He starts spamming points into vitality faster than humanly possible. The python is inches away. Vitality plus 0.1. Plus 0.1. He is spamming the upgrade button. His veins feel like they are pumping liquid magma. And boom, vitality hits the big 100. Remember that martial value I hyped up? This is the payoff. Naturally, the python picks this exact second to go full aggro. It floods the tunnel with energy, like it senses the danger, but sorry buddy, you are too late. Tier 1 martial artist unlocked. Su Hong has officially transcended humanity. The glow-up is actually insane. He clenches a fist wreathed in flames, and lets the python know the hunter just became the hunted. And the python actually recoils. The kaiju that bullied the entire lobby all day just flinched. Su Hong lunges his fist, glowing bright enough to act as a flashbang. The impact is so heavy, the shockwave turns debris into shrapnel. The snake shrieks and fires a desperate golden beam straight into the stratosphere. It is officially fight or flight mode, and that snake knows it is in trouble. Look at it battered, bloody, and for the first time genuinely terrified. Su Hong offers zero mercy. Vajra Fist at perfect mastery hits like a truck after that tier breakthrough. He goes airborne and drives a pile driver straight into the python's dome. The size difference is irrelevant now. He swaps to the spear red lightning crackling around his aura. He is cycling through his moveset like he is in training mode, but the snake just refuses to despawn. You can see Su Hong getting annoyed. This thing has a health bar thicker than a final boss. He grips the spear tighter time to wrap this up. He winds up for the most devastating ult we have seen yet. A pillar of blue mana crashes directly onto the python's skull, slicing through scales like a hot knife through butter. The beast lets out a scream that rattles the entire forest map. But Su Hong is not done. He transitions straight into Thunder Rush Fist, engulfed in a storm of fire and electricity. He pours every ounce of stamina into one final earth-shattering dunk. The energy explosion wipes out the entire screen. Finally, the black jade giant python dissolves into a shower of golden loot sparks. The nightmare fuel that had everyone running for the hills is finally dust. Talk about an upset. The slum kid didn't just win, he dominated. The dust is barely settling from that absolute brawl. Su Hong waged against the python, and he's standing on the corpse like it's his personal throne. System chimes in, another 92 martial points banked. But here's the comedy gold he remembers. He needs a left ear for the bounty. Then realizes, snakes don't have ears. Massive facepalm moment. He decides to cut his losses and dip. He leaves that giant carcass rotting like it's trash. But before heading to the crib, Su Hong makes a pit stop. Pay attention to what he grabs here, because this loot drop is a game changer. He spots one of Yifeng's goons sprawled out on the dirt. Su Hong hits him with a cold, "You got off easy," considering he's dead. Then it's looting time. Su Hong starts patting him down because he's hunting for that high-tier move they flashed earlier. And boom, he actually finds it. The Void-Breaking Finger Manual, a legit B-rank ultimate just sitting in a dead man's pocket. That night, Su Hong camps right next to the dead python like it's a beanbag chair. Zero fear in his heart. He's already downloaded the intro theory for the Void-Breaking Finger into his brain. Time to let the system cook. He hops into the virtual training dojo and spawns a dummy. This is where theory turns into muscle memory. Within seconds, he's firing off energy beams like he's been a grandmaster for decades. Proficiency skyrockets, 51, 63, 77, 93%. The system is literally a cheat code for martial arts. And just like that, the Void-Breaking Finger is unlocked. 0 to hero in a single session. Even he is shook by the raw pressure this B-rank skill outputs at a basic level. He needs a live target to test this toy. 3 days later, he finds his punching bag. It's a hulking bear with glowing red eyes that looks like it eats gym equipment. Su Hong fires the Void-Breaking Finger, and the beam slices the air like it's personally offended by the bear's existence. Snap. The skill hits perfect mastery instantly. The man speed ran a B-rank ult in 72 hours. Is that even legal? With his new weapon fully maxed, Su Hong decides it's time to cash in at the base. Back at the counter, the Thunder Squad is flexing a 230,000 coin haul, and the crowd is losing their minds. People are hyping them up because every beast is tier 1, with some high stage kills mixed in. Impressive stuff. But then, Su Hong casually strolls up and dumps his loot bag. Thud. 72 initial stage, 83 middle stage, 17 high stage, Total value, 406,000 coins. So low. But the second she reads that number, Su-hong freezes. He showed his hand too early. That score is way too loud for a rookie to be flashing. He's right to be paranoid. At that exact moment, the vibe at HQ shifts darkly. Something is going down that's about to wreck his day. Rumors fly like wildfire. Someone attacked the base. The crowd calls cap because the guards here are elite level. No way anyone got in. Enter Ye Shi, Ye Feng's uncle and the big boss of this entire operation. He slams the place into full lockdown. Nothing leaves, not even a fly. A subordinate asks for the sit rep, and the answer drops like a bomb. His nephew, Ye Feng, dead. His entire four-man squad, erased. The boss is absolutely fuming. Chaos erupts. Ye Feng killed. A full squad wiped. It's terrifying. But low-key, half the base is secretly cheering because Ye Feng was a massive bully. Look at Su-hong standing there, stone-faced. Yi Shi ignores the chatter. He announces a B-rank manual is missing from Ye Feng's body. And Su-hong, the guy who literally just memorized that exact skill and perfected it to 100%, is standing right there in the mob. He watches the suits cutting through the crowd and starts sweating. Are they coming specifically? For him? Yup. The crowd splits like the Red Sea. They know who's next. The suits march straight at our boy. Ye Shi looms over him with max villain energy. Heard you soloed. 400,000 coins worth of beasts. The clerk's eyes go wide. She's connecting the dots. Disbelieving that a rookie rank 1 kid could stack that many bodies, Yichi's muscle starts closing in on Su-hong. Auras blazing, warning him to surrender or prepare for a beatdown. But before a single eyelid twitches, cold steel is hovering millimeters from the lead enforcer's eyeball. Su-hong's spear draw was instantaneous. Too fast for human eyes to follow. These so-called elites just freeze, totally paralyzed, looking like they've seen a phantom. Then our MC drops the coldest flex imaginable. He casually mentions he reps Star City High number 1 and dares them to run his pockets. Watch closely, this is a 4 to 100 IQ play. That school name carries heavy weight. Yichi knows the principal is famously overprotective, a total papa bear, and definitely not a guy you want hunting you down. Still, Yichi can't shake the suspicion off Su-hong. Even his lackeys are starting to sweat, realizing if this kid actually soloed all those monsters. He's a certified monster. Starting beef with a prodigy like that, that's just a bad business move. Su-hong drills a hole through Yichi with his stare, warning him about the consequences of a false accusation. Dude literally did the crime, stole the loot, and is now gaslighting them with zero pulse. The audacity is absolutely legendary. Yichi folds, offering 10,000 coins. Just to smooth things over for the search, he's trying to keep his dignity intact. Su-hong flashes 3 fingers and says, 30,000. And here's the genius part, he's 10 steps ahead. Since the python took out Yufeng, as long as the manual isn't in his bag, he's in the clear. Yichi bites the bullet and agrees. So Su-hong stands there totally unbothered, letting them rifle through his inventory. He even taunts them to look harder, claiming he wants his name fully cleared of any dirt. Give this man an Oscar right now. And shocker, they find zero evidence. Yichi signals his men to pay the 30,000 and cut him loose. Just like that, our MC flipped a death sentence into a massive payday. Walking off, Su-hong muses about how clutch it was that he torched the manual the second he memorized it. If he hadn't, this whole scene would be a bloodbath. Is he a hero or a villain? The line is practically invisible. Crisis averted, Su-hong's already plotting the next step. Shower fresh clothes. Then straight to the association for official ranking. He needs to secure a guidance technique. Like yesterday, he grabs a room at the base's underground hotel. But before he bounces, he pulls up his status window. And what he sees, it's a total game changer. 534 martial points banking up. He was so locked in on the void-shattering finger and grinding mobs he forgot to spend them. But check this build. All skills maxed to perfection. This system is literally broken. He starts crunching numbers. Early stage needs 100 vitality. Mid-stage takes 200. If he dumps everything into that one stat, he'd jump 50 points, landing just 40 shy of mid-stage. But he wants to experiment. He spots Spirit and Mortal Frame sitting at base level. He's itching to see what they actually do. With 500 points in the bank, why not? He starts dumping points into Spirit. System alerts start popping off. But strangely, he doesn't feel a massive shift. Spirit might be a sleeper stat. But Mortal Frame, that's a whole different beast. The instant he clicks, upgrade power floods his veins. His body starts literally glowing. He doubles down on the upgrades. Here's the final build. Vitality at 123. Spirit 26.5. Mortal Frame 36%. Wallet empty. Point balance 0. Now watch this transformation. He spread the wealth across the board. Watching those stats skyrocket. It's basically min-maxing. Like an RPG, but his physical DNA is being rewritten in real time. Then the power hits. Su-hong erupts in red aura. Muscles rippling, he feels like he's got an infinite energy reactor inside him. Mark this timestamp. Because these stats, they're about to humble a lot of haters. The energy stabilizes his frame, compressing back to normal. He exhales, feeling the rush fade. He was legitimately terrified he'd be stuck in permanent Hulk mode, looking like a steroid experiment gone wrong. And honestly, valid fear. Trying to explain that sudden glow-up to his old crew would be a total nightmare. 1 hour later, Suhong pulls up to the Star City Martial Artist Association. This isn't some back alley gym. This is the big leagues. The only place that officially certifies your rank. He hits the front desk, calm and collected, telling them he's ready to take the assessment. The receptionist barely looks up, mumbling that a staffer will grab him in a sec. As he's being escorted in, the staffer eyes him up and down, noting how fresh-faced he looks. First time, obviously. She drops the stats to hit rank 1. You need a vitality score of at least 100 and a combat power over 1000. Suhong gives a quick nod. Thanks. Meanwhile, the hallway is crawling with other fighters who immediately start running their mouths. They spot him solo, no master, no entourage, and assume he's just some kid testing the waters. Total rookie energy, right? If only they knew they were looking at a monster. Suhong hears every whispered insult, and for a split second his eyes go cold. But he doesn't clap back. He just keeps walking with an aura that's high-key terrifying. The testing zone is a zoo. We see a guy named Pangaea staring at his results. Vitality, 102. Combat power, 992. He missed the cut by 8 measly points. The frustration is real, but that's the bar Suhong has to clear. Next up is Li Ming. Vitality scans in at 105. Easy pass. He struts over to the combat station, and you can feel the room shift. All eyes are on him as he approaches the testing rig, which is basically a high-tech punching bag, engineered to calculate raw destruction. Watch this number closely because it's about to set the tone. Li Ming winds up, putting his entire soul into the swing, channeling every ounce of torque his body can handle. Impact combat power, 1763. That is nearly double the passing grade. The crowd instantly erupts. They are absolutely losing it. People are screaming that he's pushing rank 1 mid-stage numbers. Then someone connects the dots. That's Zhang Ming's star pupil from the Raging Thunder Dojo. He just dropped the thunderclap fist. It all makes sense now. The hype train has left the station. Meanwhile, Suhong stands in the back silent, downloading all this info. He clocks the name Zhang Ming and files it away for later. The guy is always strategizing. Suddenly, Li Ming pivots to Suhong with the smuggest grin imaginable, signaling that he's next. The condescension is dripping off this dude. Look at him. Passed one test and thinks he owns the entire city. Li Ming is literally standing there, thinking, I'm a generational genius. There is no way this random kid is on my level. The death flags on this guy's ego are stacking up faster than I can count. Suhong steps into the vitality scanner. A beat later, the room goes dead silent. People are blinking at the screen asking if the machine glitched. They can't process the data. Suhong, vitality 123, passed. And Li Ming, who was just flexing his 105, is now spiraling. He's shouting that it's impossible. That 18-point gap just shattered his main character narrative. And here comes the cope. Li Ming starts muttering to it, convincing himself that vitality is trash stats and raw combat power is the only thing that matters. Man is literally holding his own therapy session in public. Suhong ignores him and steps up to the punching rig. The examiner calls start. The tension in the room is thick enough to cut, but inside Suhong's head, pure comedy. He's standing there overthinking it like, is 40% power enough? He doesn't want to fail by accident. So he decides to dial it up to 50%, just to be safe. He cocks his arm back. This man's version of playing it safe is about to be the craziest thing these examiners have ever witnessed. He swings. A shockwave of pure kinetic energy rips through the air the second he connects, and the blast is visible across the hall. The machine doesn't just register the hit, it gets absolutely yeeted. That multi-ton piece of reinforced steel gets launched across the room like it's made of styrofoam. The impact is so violent the floor literally shakes. And keep in mind, he was holding back half his strength. The crowd goes into a complete meltdown. One guy is yelling about how he sent the tester flying with a single jab. But someone else spots the real horror show. He didn't even use a martial arts technique, just raw strength. The number on the shattered display flickers 3004. The benchmark for a rank 1 high stage is only 3000. Suhong just speedran the entire ranking system. Dude just speedran the peak of his rank with bare hands. While running at 50% capacity, that's not skill, that's a server admin abusing cheats. Naturally, dropping a nuke in the exam hall is going to turn some heads in the VIP box. High above the dust clouds, an observer points down, visibly shook. He's telling his partner that Suhong isn't a student, he's a straight-up calamity. The guy next to him squints, and it clicks. He doesn't just see power, he knows exactly who that kid is. If the big shots are already watching, this stopped being a simple certification test 5 minutes ago. Now it's a main stage debut. Cut to the top floor. Inside the association president's office, a woman is casually scrolling on her phone, totally unbothered. She's got zero clue about the monster tearing it up downstairs. But wait, can we talk about that visual? We finally get a face reveal for the Star City Prez, and she is drop-dead stunning. Everyone meet the queen herself, Wu Lingxian. She is currently spiraling because the Yang City branch is cranking out prodigies on an assembly line, while Star City has absolutely zero clout. She is literally saying if they don't scout some S-tier talent immediately, she can kiss her executive position goodbye. And talk about cinematic timing, someone kicks down her door, screaming that a literal monster just spawned in the assessment hall. Wu Lingxian nearly fumbles her phone because the universe just answered her prayers in 4K resolution. We are talking about a rank 1 rookie who just yeeted the testing machine across the room, using nothing but raw, unadulterated strength. He clocked 3,000 combat power. Wu Lingxian's eyes practically turn into dollar signs. You can see the mental calculus happening. Su Hong just walked into the one zone where being brokenly overpowered doesn't put a target on your back. It gets you a contract. The only question is who signs him. Cut back to the Martial Artist Association Central Hall. The lobby is in absolute chaos after Su Hong's little stunt. A staffer steps up to escort him, saying they need to hit the second floor to register his official ID and grab his cash allowance. Su Hong gives a chill nod. But before they can even hit the first step, a voice cuts through the noise from the balcony announcing that they will handle this rookie personally. The staffer freezes mid-stride. Enter Wu Lingxian, the branch president herself, dropping in with main character energy and looking absolutely lethal. Blonde waves, thigh-high boots, the full aesthetic. She looks like she stepped out of a propaganda poster designed to make you pledge loyalty on the spot. She cuts the fluff and introduces herself as the president of the Star City branch. Then she orders him to follow. No warm-up, no small talk. Just a directive delivered with those intense purple eyes piercing right through his soul. Su Hong plays along, but his internal monologue is running wild. He knows the rumors say she is a Tier 5 powerhouse, but the vibe is not what he expected. He was definitely picturing some battle-hardened boomer with scars, not a runway model. She leads him straight to her private office, on the second floor, and the room is a flex. Mahogany desk, leather sofas, the massive association crest dominating the wall. They square off like they are about to close a Fortune 500 merger. Wu Lingxian leans back and casually mentions she has his background file, Star City #1 high. Apparently, Principal Li Chengshan was just whining to her that the school only scraped together 2 basic Tier 1 graduates this year. Turns out, the old guy was sitting on a diamond, like Su Hong the entire time. Su Hong is a bit confused and finally asks why he is getting the VIP treatment. He clarifies he is just here to register, grab his paycheck, and pick up a standard manual. She literally waves that off. She tells him to relax the admin stuff, and the monthly cash are already being processed downstairs. Then she drops the bombshell. She is going to teach him the guidance technique personally. Pay attention because this offer is a massive deal. She quizzes him on his current knowledge. Su Hong starts reciting the standard textbook definition like a good student. Spiritual chi has elemental attributes, and guidance techniques are just the software used to download that energy and buff the body. Different elements need different manuals. Basic 101 stuff. Wu Lingxian admits the book isn't technically wrong, but explains that these techniques are way more than just XP farming tools. She snaps her fingers and summons a live flame in her palm to demonstrate. That is her heavenly flame guidance technique processing raw fire attribute chi. And here is the alpha they don't teach in high school. The technique doesn't just buff your stats. It infuses your attacks with elemental lethality. That fist is now coated in pure fire damage. She takes it a step further, showing that if you project the energy outward, you unlock ranged capabilities. She casually fires off a blast right there in her office, without even flinching. Su Hong is shook. He realizes guidance techniques are actually combat skills, something the textbooks conveniently left out, which is honestly wild. The education system is straight up nerfing the students on purpose. Wu Lingxian breaks down the meta. 7 attributes total: metal, wood, water, fire, earth, thunder, and wind. In terms of pure DPS, thunder is the king, metal takes second place, and fire sits at third. It's basically a tier list for magic, but there is a catch regarding which technique. You can actually grind it, all depends on your attribute compatibility. She grabs a crystal orb from her desk. Su Hong immediately understands the mechanics. You can't just pick your class. She demonstrates by gripping the orb herself, and it glows with intense fire energy. She explains that your average NPC martial artist has about 20 to 30% compatibility, while she is sitting at a massive 80%, which is considered elite. Then she passes the orb to Su Hong, with zero hesitation betting that a prodigy like him will definitely break 90%. She is all in on this kid. She thinks she's ready for what comes next, but spoiler alert, she is clueless. Su Hong grabs the orb and starts running the numbers. Wu Lingxian isn't just anyone she hit tier 5 way too young, yet she's capped at 80% compatibility. Su Hong figures hitting 90 would be god tier, but the second he channels his energy, the room gets flashbanged. White light explodes everywhere. They're both blinded. Wu Lingxian's composure just left the chat. She's stuttering, trying to say that his fire affinity is maxed out. 100%, not 99. A flawless, perfect score. She's up in his grill, demanding to know if he grasps the gravity of this. Su Hong's like, nope. So she breaks it down. 100% means he's a human sponge for fire chi. Zero waste total absorption. Compare that to her. She leaks 20% of everything she cultivates. Yet she still rose to become a tier 5 grandmaster and the boss of the Star City branch. Basically, Su Hong's ceiling doesn't even exist. She never imagined a backwater place like Star City could spawn a titan that rivals the freaks from the Imperial capital. The woman is losing her absolute mind. But hold on, because the plot armor is about to get thicker. Suhong is sitting there thinking fire is cool and all, but he's a thunder fanboy. That's the DPS build he wants. He's literally mentally wishing for a different power set, and the instant that thought crosses his mind, the crystal ball listens. Bolts of blue lightning blast out of the sphere, sizzling with raw, unfiltered voltage that fries the air in the room. Wu Lingxian stares at the surging electricity jaw on the floor, while Suhong holds the nuke like it's a toy. The static pressure is heavy enough to crush a normal person. Then Suhong drops the bombshell. Looks like my thunder affinity is 100% too. Wu Lingxian.exe has stopped working. Her brain is buffering hard. Reality is crumbling around her. Dual attributes, fire and thunder, both maxed out. She calls him a monster. But honestly, monster is too polite for this level of broken stats. And since Suhong has zero chill, he decides to speedrun the win test too. Another perfect 100. Wu Lingxian physically crashes onto the sofa, questioning if she's even awake right now. She is down bad, spiraling into an existential crisis. Minutes later, the room is quieter than a graveyard. After Suhong runs the gauntlet on all 7 elements, Wu Lingxian is left catatonic. They just stare at each other. When she finally finds her voice, it's trembling. All 7 elements, every single one, is a perfect match. A full house. She's convinced this is a fever dream, and honestly, can you blame her? Flashback time. Wu Lingxian used to think she was the main character, hitting tier 5 at 30, was winning the genetic lottery a 1 in a million feat. But then she ran into something that humbled her for life. An enemy that ignored the rules. A beast so terrifying she realized she was just an NPC compared to true power. She learned that to kill a nightmare that defies logic, you need a weapon that breaks reality itself. She's looking at Suhong and realizing he is that glitch in the matrix, the anomaly normal people can't process, and she's not terrified anymore. She's hyped. Meanwhile, Suhong is suffering from success. 7 maxed stats, but he has to choose a main. He's agonizing over the fact that it feels wasteful to ignore the other 6. The guy is stressed because he's too OP, so he makes a wild move. He demands the training manuals for all 7 elements. He came in for a permission slip and is trying to leave with the whole library. Wu Lingxian is stunned again. She warns him that time is finite, and even a genius should stick to 1 or 2 paths. There was a guy in the history books who tried to omni-class all 7. Decades later, still stuck at tier 1. That is a horror story for any martial artist. Suhong claims he's indecisive and wants to test drive them all first. Wu Lingxian caves in but warns him not to squander his God-given potential on a pipe dream. Little does she know he has a system for that. Suddenly, her demeanor shifts. She asks about his upcoming school exams. Suhong nods, wondering why the sudden topic change. She prepares to drop some heavy intel. The tension in the All Heavens battlefield is hitting a boiling point. Global tension is a ticking time bomb with the war between humanity and the 10,000 races, ready to blow at any second. Nations are dumping endless cash into an elite boot camp for prodigies, and she's handing Suhong a golden ticket to get in. But there's a catch, and it's not exactly a small one. He has to crush the competition and snag first place in the school's monthly exams. Suhong digests the offer, mind racing about the looming war and the prestige of this genius camp. But then the vibe instantly turns heavy. Suhong gets hit with a flashback. That last war with the 10,000 races over a decade ago, it ripped his life apart. It wiped out his entire immediate family, leaving him with just his aunt and uncle. He looks Wu Lingxian in the eye. He's all in. Right then and there, he makes a silent blood oath. He is never letting that nightmare happen again. He has to get strong. Strong enough to be the shield for everyone he loves. Forget the grades, this is personal now. Cut to home base. Suhong sits his uncle and aunt down and slides his shiny new official martial artist ID across the table. He breaks the news, he made the cut. He's officially in the big leagues. And his folks, they completely lose it. His uncle's hands are shaking as he clutches that card, murmuring that their little Hong finally made something of himself. His aunt is just weeping tears of pure relief. Honestly, this scene hits different, knowing the tragedy this family survived. Suhong drops another bomb. A tier 1 martial artist rakes in a 10,000 monthly allowance. That means his uncle can finally retire from working himself into an early grave. The man is practically sobbing, calling little Hong the backbone of this entire house. Suhong locks eyes with them and swears that from this day forward, he's going to carry this family on his shoulders. This has to be the most wholesome, tear-jerking moment in the series so far. If you aren't feeling emotional right now, you might need to check your pulse. Later that night, Suhong is on his grind. He dives straight into the heavenly flame guidance technique, and suddenly, scorching fire energy erupts all over him. Sleep is for the weak. His eyes snap open with blazing intensity as the heat ramps up to a fever pitch. Something clicks deep inside his core. He winds up a punch channeling that fire element, exactly like Wu Lingxian taught him. Visually, it's stunning. Flames spiral around his knuckles on impact, but the payoff, it's just a sizzling fist, with zero destructive force. All that cinematic buildup for a glorified warm handshake, Su-hong is totally baffled, questioning if this basic technique is broken, or if it's supposed to be this weak especially. After he just launched a testing machine into orbit with raw strength. Talk about embarrassing. He pulls up his HUD to investigate. Heavenly Flame Guidance Technique. Level 1, 5%. Hold up. Level 1. Since when do these techniques have levels? He squints at the holographic display. There's a tiny plus sign next to level 1. Wu Lingxian never said a word about leveling these up. If that was common knowledge, she absolutely would have briefed him. Then the realization slams into him. These techniques don't have levels for normal people. This is a system-exclusive cheat code. Standing there under the moonlight, he realizes he's the only person on the planet with this capability. The system is broken in the best way possible, and the power gap between Su-hong and the rest of the world is about to become a canyon. So Su-hong figures out he can upgrade his skills, but now he needs to know the currency. Is it martial value? The system immediately claps back with an insufficient martial value alert. Fine. He decides to grind out the rest of the guidance techniques first, and worry about the currency later. The absolute mad lad sits on the roof and starts activating every single technique Wu Lingxian handed him. Simultaneously, fire energy explodes around him like he's speedrunning the entire elemental skill tree at once. But here's the glitch. He's got all 7 types of spiritual energy swirling inside him now, and they are at war. Thunder, fire, water, earth, wind, they're all repelling each other like magnets with the same polarity. Now he gets why Wu Lingxian warned him about that genius who got stuck at Tier 1 for decades trying this stunt. He identifies the hard cap. Even with 7 elements loaded, he can only toggle 1 active attribute at a time. Most people would take the L and move on. But Su-hong being Su-hong, he immediately wonders, what if I brute force a second one? Because why follow the meta when you can break the game? The answer is painful. The energies violently clash and blow up in his face. It's a catastrophic failure. But he doesn't quit. He pivots his strategy. Thunder and fire are nature's closest relatives, so they should be the easiest to fuse right. Is it truly impossible? He tries again. Boom, another explosion. The energy scatters every single time. A normal person would have folded after the first blast. Su-hong is on attempt number. Who's even counting anymore? From the street level, the building looks less like a dojo and more like a bomb disposal gone wrong. Roof explosions are lighting up the night sky, accompanied by Su-hong screaming. One more time. The guy is absolutely unhinged. Dawn breaks, and he hasn't paused for a single second. He's been detonating energy in his own face on a rooftop for an entire night, and the neighbors are probably convinced World War III just kicked off upstairs. Su-hong is dripping sweat, running purely on adrenaline fumes, muttering like a madman that he's inches away from the finish line. Look at his hands, they are literally vibrating from the sheer magical stress. Suddenly, the unstable energy holds together a split second longer. He dumps every last drop of his stamina into one desperate gambit, forcing the thunder and fire elements to merge through pure, stubborn willpower. The aura around him goes absolutely nuclear. And then snap, it fuses. The chaotic elements stabilize into a singular mesmerizing flame in his palm. He actually pulled off the impossible. After a 12-hour grind of failures, Su-hong stands there totally drained, clutching this hybrid thunder-fire flame, looking like he just survived a boss battle with 1 HP left. But that grin, pure satisfaction. So does he crash? No chance. He immediately decides he needs to field test this new toy. Sleep is for NPCs who don't have a broken cheat system. He heads straight for the Star City Citizen Martial Arts Square, the public PvP zone where anyone can measure their combat specs. Pay attention to the numbers he's about to drop, because the scaling is about to get ridiculous. He specifically seeks out a Tier 3 tester because the last machine he touched literally couldn't handle his output. He's genuinely worried about owing the city another machine. He throws a test jab at 30% power using strictly the Thunder attribute. Last session, 50% output hit 3000, so 30% should clock in around 1800, right? The screen flashes 2343. That is 500 points higher than the math predicts. The guidance techniques are buffing his base stats passively, and he hasn't even leveled them up yet. He realizes if a raw thunder attribute is hitting this hard at 30% capacity, then what kind of damage numbers will the fused thunder-fire combo print out? He winds up and unleashes the fusion. The impact isn't just a hit, it's a detonation. Remember, this is still throttled to 30% physical strength, plus the fusion technique, and it hits like a tactical missile. The screen reads 3041. At 30%, this dude just casually outdamaged a Tier 1 high-stage martial artist, while using less than a third of his tank. The devs seriously need to nerf this character. He's standing there, crunching the numbers and terrifying himself. His vitality stat is only 123, yet his damage output is glitching the charts. If his base stats actually catch up, his power ceiling is basically infinite. And then his brain goes exactly where you expect. If fusing 2 elements turns him into a human nuke, what happens when he stacks all 7? Just imagining 7 elements spiraling together is enough to picture an apocalyptic event. He decides the next move is to go home and grind for a triple fusion. Man just unlocked a dual fusion and is already speedrunning toward the triple. The hustle is unmatched. But the triple fusion is a whole different beast. After hours of grinding, Su-hong is lying flat on his back on the roof, completely gassed. The difficulty spike for fusing 3 attributes is vertical. He cycled through every elemental combo possible and got absolutely nowhere. Even our OP protagonist has finally hit a wall. He opens his system interface, wondering if upgrading the guidance techniques is the key to unlocking multi-fusion. But the monthly exam is tomorrow, and he needs that martial value currency to upgrade, so the mission objective shifts to dominating the exam. The next day, Star City #1 High School. The whole student body is on the field, but the vibe is way heavier than a standard test day. The principal dropped the bombshell. This isn't just a monthly exam, because the war at the front lines is getting critical. The nation is launching elite genius training camps, and the school has slots to fill. We're talking insane resources, secret techniques, stat-boosting pills, and instruction from literal Tier 7 grandmasters. The top 3 scorers get the golden ticket. Suddenly, every kid on the field is locked in. Su-hong's classmates are losing their minds over the rewards. A Tier 7 grandmaster teacher. Their principal is only Tier 3. The level gap is astronomical. Meanwhile, Su-hong is doing his own calculations. Wu Lingxian said, first place gets a recommendation, but the principal said top 3 qualify. That means he doesn't even need to sweat for gold. He practically had this secured before he walked through the gates, but the gossip around him paints a grim picture. Apparently, while Su-hong was away from keyboard for 10 days, Chen Shan and Li Tu both leveled up to Tier 1 martial artists, and a bunch of students unlocked the basic Thunder Rush Fist. The meta has shifted. Turns out the principal brought in a senior named Chen Tian to power level the top talent. Chen Shan and Li Tu now have vitality scores over 100, and their Thunder Rush Fist can echo 3 times. The competition just got sweaty. Everyone treats them like the school's golden boys, and they are already beefing hard. Chen Shan is screaming that he's going to prove who the real alpha genius is today, while Li Tu claps back, swearing he'll bury Chen Shan 6 feet deep. Little do these clowns know a nightmare is about to crash their bracket. Backstage, the principal grills senior Chen Tian. Did he ever track down that mystery prodigy who dropped the legendary 9 Echoes Thunder Rush Fist? Chen Tian shakes his head. He scoured every inch of the campus and thinks that kid is a ghost, definitely not a student here. The irony is painful, but before they can spiral, the vibe shifts. Something grabs their attention, spinning them around with pure confusion written on their faces. A new squad rolls up to the gates, and the dude leading them is radiating serious Black Air Force energy. Meet Jiangming. He's flanked by his 2 prized disciples, one rocking dark hair, the other sporting a loud purple cut. Don't blink because this trio is here to start drama. Jiangming wastes 0 time and immediately starts talking smack, roasting the student body, calling them mid, and daring the school to let their top dogs run the ones against his disciples post-exam. The audacity is off the charts. This man pulled up to their house just to disrespect the furniture. The principal clocks the play instantly. This guy is here to clown him on his own turf, but rejecting the challenge, that's basically admitting his school is trash. He's cornered, and Jiangming just keeps twisting the knife, hitting him with the passive-aggressive, I understand if you're scared because your kids are weak. The principal is internally screaming. That's a violation that deserves a restraining order, not a spar. But then, the purple-haired minion freezes. He spots something and whispers to his sensei, pointing straight into the crowd. He spotted him, that kid, Su-hong. Whatever beef they have with Su-hong, it's deep. Jiangming squints, scanning the sea of students like a hawk, trying to lock onto the target. And there he is, Su-hong, just chilling in the crowd like an NPC, completely clueless that the man who just walked in knows his face. But the second Jiangming confirms it, his expression shifts hard. That look says it all. He knows exactly how broken Su-hong is. The realization that this absolute monster actually goes to this school has him sweating bullets. His brain is doing emergency calculus. If his disciples have to fight Su-hong, they are getting cooked and getting clapped after talking all that trash. That's a PR nightmare. He can't survive. So this man pulls the fastest 180 in history. He looks the principal in the eye and hits him with, "It was just a prank, bro." Calls his own disciples trash and insists there's no need to compete. The disciples, they're nodding like bobbleheads, desperate to bail. This is the biggest L I have ever seen in this entire series. The principal and Chen Tian are standing there absolutely pressed. Jiangming came in yapping, then flips to fake humility and dips like nothing happened. They smell the cap and they aren't laughing. Anyway, the monthly exam officially kicks off. Number 665, Chen Peng versus number 666, Su-hong. The arena is giving full Gladiator Coliseum vibes, and Su-hong's opponent is already camping in the ring. His classmates are straight up panicking because Su-hong drew a quasi-martial artist right out the gate, which is terrible RNG. They're begging him not to be a hero and just tap out if it gets spicy. These guys have no clue who they're worrying about. Chen Peng starts his yap session immediately, asking Su-hong if he wants to forfeit now or get folded like laundry. The confidence is honestly inspiring, considering he's moments away from disaster. He throws a haymaker, expecting a quick highlight reel finish. Su-hong doesn't even use his hands. One casual kick yeets Chen Peng into the stratosphere like he's made of styrofoam. Chen Peng is ragdolling through the air, while Su-hong stands there hands down looking completely unbothered. That quasi-martial artist lasted about 1 second. The crowd collectively loses their minds. Everyone who told Su-hong to be safe is sitting there, shook, wondering when the heck he got this buffed. One tap. He deleted a quasi-martial artist with a single hit. The dust hasn't even settled, and Su-hong looks like he just finished taking out the trash. And he's not done. He keeps spamming one-shots until people start suspecting he's secretly a Tier 1 martial artist. Next, stop the finals. Senior Chen Tian is watching from the VIP section, demanding to know where this kid spawned from and why he wasn't there during the elite tutoring sessions. The principal admits he fumbled the bag by sleeping on Su-hong's talent earlier. Meanwhile, Chen Tian has a serious case of deja vu. He knows he's seen this kid, but the file is corrupted. That memory is going to unlock soon, and it's going to hurt. While Su-hong waits, the semi-final between Chen Shan and Li Tu is reaching its climax. These were the heavy favorites for the crown, and honestly, the fight is cinema. Their stats are dead even. Neither one can gain ground, they are just standing there trading paint. It looks like a complete stalemate, but Li Tu starts chirping, mocking Chen Shan, because they both wield the 3 Echoes Thunder Rush Fist. He warns Chen Shan to drop his ultimate right now or take the L, and then Li Tu throws the first strike. Li Tu goes fully feral, stomping Chen Shan into the ground with pure, unadulterated violence. The kid is absolutely ruthless. But Chen Shan has an ace up his sleeve. He retaliates with a blazing fist, roaring that he owns the top spot in this school. He just unleashed externalized fire energy. The stands erupt into chaos. Chen Shan can project his fire attribute already. At their current tier, that skill should be impossible. These students are clearly training, on a level that leaves everyone else in the dust. But Li Tu just smirks, claiming that projecting an attribute is child's play. Because he's got one too. A heavy metallic aura coats his fist, and you can practically feel the temperature in the arena plummet. The audience is screaming that Li Tu possesses the metal attribute, which creates a combat power far denser than fire. Both of these fighters have been hiding their true power levels this whole time. Li Tu charges in with zero hesitation, announcing he's got another surprise waiting. This guy has been saving his best cards for this exact split second. Chen Shan claps back by unleashing the 5 Echoes Thunder Rush Fist. Hold up, 5 Echoes. The intel said they capped out at 3. This semi-final match just jumped to a god-tier level of intensity, but it still isn't enough. Li Tu completely steamrolls Chen Shan's 5 Echoes and launches him across the ring. The skill gap here was massive from the start. The principal and Chen Tian are legitimately floored. In a mere 10 days, Li Tu mastered external energy projection and achieved micro-level Thunder Rush Fist. They are convinced his talent is generational. They've crowned him the strongest student on campus, and they completely dismiss Su-hong as a non-factor. The principal claims that against micro-level skills and metal toughness, Su-hong has 0% chance of winning since he lacks guidance techniques. Talk about famous last words. I think that prediction is going to age poorly. And here comes the best part. Zhang Ming, who showed up just to talk smack, suddenly slams down $50,000, betting that Su-hong takes the gold. The principal and Chen Tian think he's hallucinating and snap up the bet instantly. They are about to learn a very expensive lesson. The main event is locked in. Top seed Li Tu versus the underdog, number 6, 66, Su-hong. The crowd is divided, with Su-hong's crew praying for an upset, while Li Tu's fanbase expects a slaughter. Li Tu starts running his mouth immediately, telling Su-hong he's lucky he dodged all the real threats until now, basically calling him a fraud who bracket crept his way to the finals. The arrogance is off the charts considering he doesn't know who he's dealing with, but Su-hong looks bored. He's thinking that after battling literal monsters in the wild, these students feel fragile, and now finally an opponent who might actually survive a few hits has stepped up. Li Tu generously tells Su-hong that making it this far earns him the title of second best in the academy. Su-hong calmly replies, "So who's number 1? Li Tu declares that the throne naturally belongs to him, and blitzes Su-hong without another word. The kid goes from yapping to attacking in 0.1 seconds, coming in hot. He is holding nothing back. 5 Echoes Thunder Rush Fist Metal Attribute Armor, the full arsenal. He claims he only needs one strike to show Su-hong the canyon-sized difference in their skills. The crowd is freaking out. Li Tu dropped his ultimate move instantly, and everyone assumes this fight is already a wrap. Su-hong's friends are begging the ref to stop the match, but Su-hong's eyes start glowing with intensity. While everyone else is having a meltdown, this man watches Li Tu's finisher incoming and decides to tank it. No dodge, no block, just meeting it with bare knuckles. He says he just wanted to test exactly where his physical limits are. This absolute madman isn't even trying to win. He's treating the grand finals like a personal durability test. Is this the biggest flex in the series so far? Because it definitely feels like it. The arena is in pandemonium. People are yelling that Su-hong has a death wish, that he's about to get obliterated. Someone is literally screeching for the referee to step in. They genuinely believe they are witnessing a murder live on stage. The two forces collide and a shockwave rips through the stadium. This is the 5 Echoes Thunder Rush Fist, amplified by metal, the heaviest hit any student has ever thrown, versus Su-hong's raw biology. The energy shatters on impact. Every single echo of Li Tu's ultimate attack gets caught and nullified in real time. Li Tu's expression says it all. Su Hong just shut down his 5 echoes combo with 5 simple punches. No fancy techniques, no elemental magic, just pure, unadulterated stat checking. The kid who thinks he's the main character is staring at a power gap he can't even comprehend. Su Hong is tanking Li Tu's 5 echoes Thunder Rush Fist with 0 buffs, just raw physical stats. The arena is literally shaking from the impact. Li Tu is already hitting the panic button thinking, is this guy even human? Every single hit feels impossibly heavy. My man's ego is getting deleted in real time. The crowd is losing it because Su Hong hasn't even popped a single martial skill yet. And he is keeping pace with Li Tu's ultimate technique. They're calling his strength terrifying, but honestly, that is an understatement. Up in the stands, the principal and Shen Tian are having a total meltdown. Shen Tian concludes, Su Hong must have a special physique. The principal is practically vibrating because his school actually spawned a monster like this. But Shen Tian is still skeptical. He points out that even though Su Hong's base stats are cracked, Li Tu has already mastered elemental manifestation. Without projecting his own attribute, Su Hong is technically fighting with one hand tied behind his back. The collision blasts both of them across the arena floor. Neither one is folding yet, but the vibe is about to shift in a major way. Keep your eyes on Su Hong. Li Tu refuses to accept reality. He screams that he is the only winner here, and starts burning every ounce of mana he has left. The kid is going absolutely nuclear, and he throws himself at Su Hong with everything. 5 echoes, metal attribute, max output, 0 holding back. This is the absolute ceiling for any student in this school. Meanwhile, Su Hong looks completely unbothered. He is thinking that he originally wanted to stress test his physical limits against Li Tu, but this kid went full throttle way too fast, so now it is time to return the favor. And then Su Hong says, since you attacked with full power, and his fist starts crackling with golden thunder energy. He says, then I gotta show some respect too, and he launches forward with aura, erupting from his body like flames. This man was hiding elemental manifestation the entire time. Li Tu's face says it all. He screams that Su Hong can use attribute externalization too. You can literally watch his soul exit his body in this moment. The realization that he was never the apex predator just hit him like a freight train. The principal and Shen Tian are frozen solid. Lightning is arcing around them from the sheer energy output, and neither one can form a complete sentence. Remember when they bet against Su Hong? Yeah, that aged like milk. Shen Tian screams that Su Hong has mastered the thunder guidance technique. The principal adds that a special physique combined with the thunder attribute, the highest offensive element, makes his potential absolutely broken. They went from doubting him to fearing him in about 3 seconds flat. The two collide with maximum force, thunder versus metal, and the entire arena flashes white from the explosion. This isn't a sparring match anymore, it is a statement. And Li Tu realizes with horror that Su Hong's thunder attribute is miles above his metal. The food chain just flipped entirely. The kid who was supposed to be untouchable is getting diffed on every level. Su Hong looks at him with the chilliest expression imaginable and says, you showed me your ult, so I'll show you mine. His eyes start glowing, and the words Thunder Rush Fist appear as he pushes the technique to its absolute peak. This is 9, echoes the perfect realm, the same legendary technique Shen Tian was hunting for, and he lets it fly. 9 echoes of pure destructive force rain down on Li Tu, and the shockwave turns the entire arena into a light show. Is this the most one-sided stomp we have seen in this series so far? Because it absolutely feels like it. Li Tu is on the ground, totally wrecked, and his last conscious thought is, 9 echoes. How is that even possible? The answer, my friend, is that Su Hong was never on your level, not even close. Su Hong stands over Li Tu's crumpled body with the open sky behind him, looking like a man who just finished a warm-up. Taking first place was never in question. It was a formality. The crowd has gone dead silent. The students just stare with their mouths open, unable to process the greatness they just witnessed. There are no words left. And then the silence breaks into absolute chaos. They are screaming that Su Hong achieved 9 echoes, Thunder Rush Fist, the perfect realm, and that his technique is even fiercer than the instructor who teaches it. The hype is reaching critical mass. Shen Tian finally connects the dots. 9 echoes. He asks if Su Hong is the mystery genius from that day, and the principal declares, this isn't just a genius. This is the dragon of Star City #1 High School. That callback from episode 12 just landed perfectly, and Shen Tian is already looking ahead, grinning about the havoc this monster is going to wreak at the training camp. He says he can't wait to see those privileged elites with their fancy backgrounds try to handle this. Reality check incoming. Su Hong strolls off the arena floor like he just finished a quick milk run. The prophecy hits hard. A golden carp doesn't stay in the pond. The moment it meets the storm, it evolves into a dragon. To Su Hong, Star City is just a kiddie pool. The world is about to witness what this kid is actually capable of. Even the principal calls it. Su Hong is a dragon destined to climb straight out of the abyss. His real stage isn't here. It's the Magic City, the Imperial Capital, and the absolute nightmare fuel known as the battlefield of 10,000 races. After leaving a trail of destruction, Su Hong heads home. We cut from explosive violence to a chill sunset at his apartment, and honestly, the vibe shift is crazy. His uncle asks how the big exam went. Su-hong just casually mentions he took first place. Like he didn't just absolutely wreck the school's top ace with a move most pros can't even pull off. Uncle lights up, asking if that gold medal means Su-hong finally gets into that elite training camp. Su-hong nods, and you can see his uncle is practically beaming with pride. This household is pure, wholesome energy, and I will protect it. But then bang, 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 someone's hammering on the door. Su-hong's face drops. The vibes are officially off, and this family is about to get their patience tested big time. Some woman is out there pounding away, demanding to know if this is Su-hong's place. The clothes, the purse, the attitude, everything screams, Karen, approaching at Mach speed. My blood pressure is already spiking. Su-hong opens up with his uncle and cousin backing him up. The whole squad is confused. Then she drops her identity. She's Lin Yan's mom. She doesn't waste a second before dropping a crazy demand. Apparently, only the top 3 make the cut for camp. Her kid placed 4th, so she wants Su-hong to hand over his spot. Just like that. The audacity to walk into someone's house and demand they give up their win is insane. Then she flashes 30,000 in cash. Like she's shopping at a convenience store. 30 grand for a slot at the region's most legendary boot camp. She really thinks she can buy Su-hong's blood, sweat, and talent for pocket change. The family just stares blankly. Total poker faces. No one's grabbing the cash. No one's even thinking about it. This lady read the room about as well as her son read the power gap. When the bribe fails, she switches to fear-mongering. She starts yelling that the camp is just a meat grinder for the all-heavens battlefield. She claims it's brutal and that kids actually die there. Classic manipulation tactics. She rants that the other competitors pop high-grade pills like candy and have skills Su-hong's family can't afford. Then she has the nerve to say, with your being poor and all quitting is for your own good. Could you keep your cool hearing that, because I'd be throwing hands by now. Here's the kicker. Her fear tactics actually rattle Su-hong's auntie. She asks about the danger worry written all over her face. This woman just weaponized a mother's love against them. Uncle steps up instantly. They might be broke and nameless compared to her, but they have loyalty, and that matters way more than any fancy martial art. Uncle locks eyes with Su-hong and asks the one thing that counts. Can you guarantee your own safety? Su-hong doesn't blink. I can. Zero doubt. Just pure confidence. Spoken like a guy who's faced monsters. Way worse than a boot camp. Then Uncle goes off. He tells the lady he trusts Su-hong 100%. Then he drops the coldest line of the episode. If I don't trust my own blood, should I trust a stranger instead? Give this man the Uncle of the Year award right now. Total knockout without lifting a finger. He slams the door with a sharp, get out. And honestly, that was the most satisfying door slam in manhwa history. She storms off shrieking that they'll regret it when he gets eliminated. Imagine hyping your 4th place kid while trash-talking the guy who just one-shot the #1 seed. The delusion is real. Back inside, Su-hong apologizes for keeping the danger levels a secret. Uncle waves it off. No lecture, no guilt trip, just trust. He admits he's a simple guy and that Su-hong knows the game better than he ever will. But if Su-hong is ready to face the fire, the family has his back 100%. Then he flashes a thumbs up. I'm not crying, you are. Immediately, Auntie scolds Uncle for being way too chill about it. She pivots to Su-hong, dropping the tough act. She doesn't give a damn about leaderboards. She just wants him coming back in one piece. Su-hong flashes this rare, unfiltered smile. No walls, just pure warmth. That expression right there, that's his whole reason for throwing hands. Forget the clout, forget the stats. It's about them. Cut to nightfall. Su-hong's perched on the roof, gazing out over the concrete jungle. The city lights sprawl endlessly below, and you can practically feel the pressure of the upcoming arc crushing down on him. He knows the deal his aunt and uncle are hyping him up, but deep down they're terrified. Failure isn't an option. To keep this peaceful life, he needs power. Cue the training montage. It's feeding time for the system. He flicks open his interface to check the loot. Now, the grind kicks into high gear. The system is about to feast. He pulls up the HUD to assess the situation. 12+ monthly exam bouts bagged him 285 martial value points. But Su-hong, he shakes his head. Not even close to enough. He scans his full build on the glowing status screen, already plotting his next power spike. He's walking into that training camp blind against total prodigies, so the game plan is simple. Max out raw physical damage. His mortal body stat is sitting at a measly 36.1%. Let's fix that. Su-hong engages beast mode instantly. Mortal body, plus 0.1, plus 0.1. He's spamming that upgrade button. System alerts are cascading down the screen like a jackpot win, while Su-hong punches his way through the midnight oil. Who needs sleep when you're prepping for a literal death camp? He grinds that stat all the way up to 64.6%. He nearly doubled his base durability in one session. Absolute madness. But now, a thought creeps in. What kind of broken physique unlocks when he hits 100% completion? The answer, he's probably going to shatter the power scaling system entirely. But hold up, bonus round. He realizes his Thunder and Heavenly Flame guidance techniques just quietly hit level 2. He didn't even have to sweat for that one. Turns out simple cultivation over a few days was enough to trigger the upgrade. No crazy quests required. So obviously he decides to greed for another level. Lightning arcs through his left hand, and fire erupts in his right. Su-hong is looking like a straight-up endgame raid boss right now. That training camp is not ready for the demon that's about to walk through the front gates. Morning hits and the sun bleeds over the skyline, signaling the start of a new story arc. Because that's exactly what's happening. Su-hong's eyes snap open, and the sheer intensity in his gaze screams one thing. The all-nighter paid off big time. Both guidance techniques just dinged level 3. Thunder level 3, Heavenly Flame level 3. He power leveled 2 stages in a single night. His growth rate is bordering on illegal. He pulls up the character sheet for a final check. Vitality 126, Mortal Body 64.6%. Dual elements maxed at level 3. Plus, every martial skill is fully mastered. Thunder Rush Fist perfected. Void Breaking Finger perfected. Raging Sea Spear perfected. His build is absolutely cracked. Time to roll out. His aunt and uncle catch him streetside for the send-off. They tell him to watch his back, and if the hero life goes south, just come home. Wholesome content only. Uncle waves frantically shouting for Su-hong to drag home another first place trophy. Su-hong yells back, a confirmation, and strides toward his destiny. The swagger in his walk tells you exactly how locked in he is. As his silhouette shrinks in the distance, Uncle starts physically trembling. He's barely keeping it together. They are petrified for the kid but kept the poker face on until he was out of sight. Auntie calls his bluff knowing he's a wreck. Uncle admits he's only stifling the tears because he doesn't want Su-hong looking back. These two are the MVP emotional anchors of this series. No debate allowed. Meanwhile, Su-hong is cruising through downtown carrying what looks like a massive weapon case, vibing like the main character of every action anime ever made. The man is focused. Suddenly, he catches a vibe and side-eyes the perimeter. His danger sensors are going off, which usually means the plot is about to thicken. A crimson sports car drifts around the corner, tires screeching, and slams the brakes right beside him. Is this a ride or a drive-by? In this series, it's a coin toss. The window rolls down, the driver lowers her shades and commands, "Get in." Blonde hair designer shades, fitted black leather. She's radiating that specific energy. That makes your brain completely short-circuit. I need you guys to grasp this. She just spawned into the lobby and instantly claimed the title for best character design. Su-hong didn't even ask where they were going, he just hopped in, and the next frame is pure speed. A red blur tearing up the asphalt. Look, when a 10 out of 10 pulls up in a drop top, you don't ask for the itinerary, you just buckle up. We get this gorgeous drone shot of them blasting down the highway, proving the artist really wanted to flex the budget on this scene. Then the vibe switches instantly. Su-hong cuts the small talk and asks straight up why she grabbed him. He addresses her as president, so she's not just eye candy, she's the boss battle in a business suit. And she drops a massive lore bomb. She's running the entire Martial Dao Association. She's also got the receipts on his competition warning Su-hong not to walk into this deathmatch blind. Finally, a side character who actually contributes something useful to the plot. But the info is straight nightmare fuel, she tells him. The camp is stacked with monsters, who are already Tier 1, high stage. Some are knocking on the door of Tier 2. Su-hong was the king of his high school server, but he just logged into the pro leagues. She mentions these guys have B-rank skills as their basic starter pack. Su-hong's been farming C-rank mobs until now, so this difficulty spike is looking more like a vertical wall. We haven't even loaded into the map yet, but Su-hong isn't sweating, he's running the mental math. He knows Tier 2 needs 200 vitality, which is huge, but he remembers he's got the ultimate cheat engine system space. B-rank skills. He'll speedrun mastering those while everyone else is grinding. The hack is still active. Sister Wu keeps it real, telling him his raw talent is god tier, but he's lagging behind the pay-to-win whales with infinite resources. She tells him not to rage, quit, if he takes an L early on because scaling into the late game is guaranteed. It's rare to see genuine respect like this. Su-hong hits her with a smile and a polite, "Sister Wu." That look on his face, that's not ego. That's the calm of a guy who knows he's the main character. He hasn't even popped his ult yet, and Sister Wu clocks it immediately. Even though his stats are technically lower on paper, Su-hong's heart rate is flatline chill. She realizes she doesn't need to babysit his mental state. The training arc is officially live. Su-hong is entering the lobby with level 3, dual stats, a body 65% optimized, and a glitched system. These rich kids are about to get humbled. Cut to the sports car vanishing as we head deep into the Tianlin mountain range. The roads here are winding through peaks, massive enough to dwarf entire civilizations. Then the realization hits someone in the transport van. This camp is spawned right in the middle of a high-level beast zone. The old-timer on board tries to reassure them, mentioning Grandmaster guards are posted nearby. So statistically, they probably won't die. Probably. That word is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Su-hong is busy downloading the intel. This range is massive and crawling with beast kings. We're talking creatures that scale to Tier 7 Grandmasters. The visuals drive the horror home immediately. We see a tiger the size of a minivan, red eyes, glowing jaws, dripping fresh carnage. This is a zone where even Tier 2 fighters get wrecked, and that tiger was just the welcome committee. The deep forest holds horrors that make that tiger look like a plushie. The van keeps rolling into the darkness. They are completely exposed, basically a rolling lunchbox for anything lurking in the tree line. And the forest is staring back. Red eyes everywhere, bears, wolves, eldritch horrors. All of them tracking the van with malicious intent. One guy finally breaks the silence. We're being watched, aren't we? Tell me a boss monster isn't about to jump us. Spoiler, yes it is. But look at Suhong, dude is sitting there unbothered, moisturized in his lane. He's thinking the PvP in the camp is going to be just as brutal as the PvE outside. And the crazy part, he admits he's actually vibing with the danger. They finally pull up to the base. Forget a school, this place looks like a hastily built military black site, wrapped in barbed wire and bad decisions. Fences up, big tent pitched, and the lobby is full of players. Suhong steps out with the squad. Immediately he's scanning power levels. Wonder how strong the competition is. The audacity is peak. And the character designs are wild. It looks like a crossover event with assets from 5 different games. You've got full plate armor, edgy rogue hoods. Wait, hold up. Yo, keep tabs on that girl lurking in the back. Suhong and Chen Tian cut through the crowd, and yeah, eyes are definitely locking onto them. But they aren't the main event. Yet. Our boy just flashes this low-key smirk that screams, I know secrets you clowns can't even imagine. The art style, absolute peak. Drawn like he's already secured the W and is just going through the motions. He drops a casual, let's roll. Spear slung over his shoulder like he's hitting the park, not a war zone. Chen Tian's trailing, giving off major NPC energy, just happy to be included. And he knows it too. But before they can make another move, an arm shoots out, blocking the lane. Suit guy steps up talking about holding the line until the whole roster shows up for the entrance test. Suhong's like, wait, there's a test. Bro, did you think they'd just hand you the VIP pass? Suddenly, a voice booms, the final squad has arrived. The mood shifts instantly. Everyone's salty because the Nepo babies from the big clans decided to pull up fashionably late, while the peasants roasted in the sun. And when I say main character energy, I'm talking a fleet of Rolls Royces and military tanks crushing the gravel. They're rolling up like it's the Met Gala, not a monster-filled death trap. Doors pop, security swarms out. Then the heirs step into the light like rare collectibles being unveiled. Lock in, guys. These 3 are exactly who Sister Wu put the red flag on. First up, Xiao Yun. The crowd goes wild, simping hard, calling her a goddess, and hyping her spiritual mind skills. Then there's Lin Xinghe. White robes, fan in hand, pushing tier 2 and looking way too pretty for a combat zone. But the alpha of the pack, Wang Tian Tuo. City Lord's kid built like a tank, with 95% fire compatibility. The trio struts through the mob. Security-tight crowd parting like the Red Sea. Wang Tian Tuo takes point, radiating pure don't touch me energy. The other 2 trail behind, looking bored out of their minds. Suhong, he's watching from the sidelines. Scanning all 3, zero flinching. Everyone else is starstruck. My guy is literally window shopping for victims. He clocks them instantly from Sister Wu's intel. The supposed top-tier geniuses of Star City. Inner monologue goes, let's see if the skills match the hype. This man doesn't even know how to spell fear. The instructor steps up, clipboard in hand. Everyone's here. Good. Let's talk rules. Target location. The training camp 30 kilometers deep into the Tianlin mountain range. That's 30 clicks through monster territory where everything wants you dead. But here's the kicker. Tokens are planted inside the beasts. Mission, kill the beast, loot the token, reach camp before the clock runs out. No loot, no entry. This isn't just an exam. The admission fee is straight up violence. Contestants start crunching numbers. 30 kilometers in 8 hours. Sounds like a light jog on paper. But this is Tianlin. Go too deep and you'll run into monsters that will fold you like laundry. Suhong hears 8 hours and thinks, that's it. His brain isn't wired for survival mode. He's calculating how many extra mobs he can farm for points. Guy treats a death march like an XP buffet. Someone asks the million-dollar question, what if we run into a boss-level monster? Instructor shrugs. Game over. Someone might save you before you die. The crowd instantly loses their minds. That's rigged. They're screaming about bad RNG taking out the strong, while noobs slip through. It's all luck, screaming like they just found out life has gotcha mechanics. Instructor's face goes stone cold. He's about to drop the hardest reality check of their lives. Fair, you can grind for 10 years and get one-shotted by a passing god on the battlefield. You gonna cry to them about fairness? Absolutely the coldest wake-up call in the series. He doubles down. Don't wanna die, move smart, avoid the heat. Target the weak, gang up on the lonely. That's the law of the jungle. Dude is literally teaching them to be campers and calling it a lesson plan. Cue the rich kid in the suit with the unsolicited hot take. Scared to die. Quit now. Stop wasting our time. Then he calls the complainers trash. Keep eyes on this clown. Karma moves at the speed of light here. A normie snaps getting in his grill. Say that again. Rich kid doubles down, calls him a coward. Swing first so I can legally cripple you myself. The entitlement is off the charts. The instructor doesn't even blink. He just casually adds, inside the perimeter safe zone. But the second you cross into those mountains, it is the purge. Snatch badges. Throw hands just because someone's fade. Looks trash. Literally zero rules. The instructors aren't stepping in, and you can instantly feel the sharks. In the crowd waking up, that suit-wearing clown and his squad are already locking eyes. Static electricity practically arcing between them. They're marking their prey before the starting gun even fires. Suhong processes the intel and connects the dots instantly. This whole setup is savage on purpose. They aren't just allowing PvP, they're demanding it. 50% of this crowd is getting packed up and shipped out today. But our boy isn't sweating it. Actually, a genius idea just lit up his brain. If throwing hands is greenlit and encouraged, then every single soul in this valley isn't just a rival. They're walking, talking, martial Dao, point pinatas waiting to be busted open. Boom, the instructor hits the timer. Go, assessment is live. Move. 0 to 100 real quick. The mob surges toward the tree line, a stampede of screaming, shoving chaos. Some dude is screaming about passing at all costs while another guy is straight up yeeting people out of his lane. Drone shot view, the swarm scatters into the dense canopy like panicked ants, everyone cutting their own trail. Through the jagged terrain, it's game on, and it takes maybe 30 seconds before the peace breaks. Two dudes from beefing factions are already tearing through the brush, screaming death threats, and promising to send each other back to the lobby. And it is on. First guy throws a haymaker wreathed in flames, second guy counters with a frost blast, and the impact ripples through the timber like a bomb. 0 beasts found, yet these clowns are already trying to delete each other. Steel gets drawn, and the vibe shifts from competitive to lethal. Energy shreds the clearing. Like a grenade went off, they are trading heavy blows, blue and gold auras, strobing across the battlefield. Neither is yielding an inch, and the surrounding foliage is getting absolutely wrecked. The detonations keep chaining. At this volume, they're basically ringing the dinner bell for every beast. Within a 5-kilometer radius, classic low IQ moves from NPC cannon fodder. Cut to Suhong. He's perched on a high branch spear in hand, looking completely unimpressed. He wanted to scout these so-called prodigies, but this is weak sauce. The rumors were way off. Farming them isn't even worth the stamina. So the man literally turns his back on the drama and decides to hunt actual monsters instead. He hears a commotion nearby, pivots, and walks the other way. Immaculate disrespect. Turns out that noise is 2 more morons throwing down. One is an arrogant clan heir flexing his family money, while wrestling a regular contestant. Trash is always going to be trash, he spits, acting like his ancestors invented being a jerk. Suhong wanders into the scene and just posts up, soaking in the toxicity. Poor loser, this peasant that. The clan kid is yapping, like he needs to hit a bullying quota before sunset. Suddenly, Suhong's vibe shifts into something that should terrify everyone in the zip code. A wicked smirk forms. Looks like I can't let these martial Dao points slide through my fingers. These two just signed up to be experience points, and don't even know it. He strolls right up to the brawl and calmly orders a timeout. Yo, cut it out. Sounds like a tired babysitter. Then he drops the coldest line. Why don't you guys play with me instead? Spear on the shoulder leaves swirling for cinematic effect, looking like a raid boss chilling in the tutorial area. Both fighters instantly lock onto him. Clan Kid recycles his poor trash insult and threatens a beatdown while the other guy questions if Suhong even has the stats to step up. It's a 2v1, and they're still the underdogs. Suhong raises his hands, wearing the most innocent expression possible. No, you got me wrong. I meant, stop fighting each other and jump me together. The sheer audacity is lethal. Triggered. The clan kid lunges, screaming about the disrespect fist already, pulled back for what he thinks is a knockout blow. Suhong beats him to the punch, and it's brutal. The impact is so clean it practically ripples the air. Suhong ragdolls the kid with one tap, sending him skipping across the dirt like a stone, while the other fighter watches in pure horror. With his sparring partner completely deleted from the server, Suhong whips that spear around in a massive air-splitting arc. The sheer pressure from the swing ragdolls them across the dirt, hitting harder than a semi-truck with a personal vendetta. Suit guy slams into a tree brain trying to reboot, thinking, wait, his raw stats are basically the same as mine. So how did his buddy get one-shotted? It's called a massive skill gap, but this amateur is too dense to see it. Suhong doesn't even let him finish that thought, speed blitzing past his guard, before the guy can even blink. Suhong glances back, dropping 2 cold words, your turn. The look of absolute horror on the guy's face is the first real thing he's shown all day. Reality check complete. He finally realizes the monster standing in front of him isn't the usual trash mob he's used to bullying. Suhong slams the spear down. Lights out. 1 swing, 1 impact bag secured. Boot camp hasn't even officially launched, and our boy is already out here farming these entitled elites like it's a speedrun, treating them like low-level NPCs who are just there to give him free XP.